Hey and hello there everyone. Welcome to another shiny hunting stream because I still don't really know what to do and we'll talk about that later. Also, when we do get into the game, if it's daytime, we'll shiny hunt for Zangoose, and if it's nighttime, we'll shiny hunt for Shuppet. So just remind me of that when we get into the game because I am a silly Billy who'll forget things. And just like that, I'm sorry that I took a second on the loading screen there before we began. I was like looking through stuff and I was on my phone and I was like, wait, I feel like there's something I'm supposed to be doing. I'm having like a complete brain fog. I don't know if there's like something that I'm supposed to be looking at on my phone or something. I don't know. So anyway, bark. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday. So how are you doing? Thank you all so much to everyone who joined in for the 1 year anniversary stream that we had last week. It's been over a year since I began streaming, since I did that first WarioWare stream with Koi, which was tremendous fun. And the celebration stream itself that we had, playing Super Mario Bros. 3, and then doing a mini bonus shiny hunting stream was very fun as well. And thank you guys for helping to make that so special. But we're back onto the shiny hunting. I've had a horrendous week for shiny hunting. I think just because I'm kind of whittling down to like harder shiny hunts now, and there are like fewer Pokemon that I need shiny. So it's kind of just one of those things where I'm like, say, I might get a shiny, but it's not one I'm looking for, and it's one I've already got several of. So it's kind of like, yay, I got one of those again, and not the one I've been spending hours trying to get. So I don't know. So I actually don't know how many more shiny hunts we'll do because I'm kind of running out of them until the next part of the DLC comes out. But that doesn't come out for a few weeks, so we can't play it for a few weeks. Anyway, Bark. Let's say hi to people. So Neo, hi. I'm sorry I scared you. Kevin predicts that this will be my best shiny hunt yet. Fingers crossed. Man, if I got all the ones in the thumbnail. I think I did have one stream where I kind of did do that. And then Michael David, speaking on striking soon, the SAG deal isn't that too convincing. I know, we'll maybe talk about that a bit later as well, but from what I've been hearing, I haven't like read the sort of full summary yet. I'm basically just waiting until I have like the ability to vote, and then once I can vote, I will look at like whatever information is available. But there's no point. I feel like there's no point in me trying to look up all the information that's available right now because I don't have my vote yet or whatever. So, but once I have my vote, I won't vote until I definitely look things over. But it's not looking good. Like the writers got what they wanted and needed, so I don't get why we can't. But anyway, Buck. Teresa, hi. You made some chicken and veggies and rice and a yummy coffee, and now you're chilling, playing Coral Island and watching the stream. That sounds wonderful. I love that. So hang on. So hi, Teresa and Michael, David and Kevin and Neo, and whoa, $2 super chat from Lexi. Here's to a good shiny hunt. Thank you so much, Lexi. I really appreciate that. Fingers crossed it helps. Get us either that Zangoose or that Shuppet, and then everything else. So hi Satella, and hi, hang on, well, Kramin. I like Kramin. I hope you guys like Kramin too. Xander, hi, and then hang on, let me just and Tenchi, hi, and Cappy, hi. And let me just change that. There we go. My little activity thing is not. Oh, hang on. Did that just work? Did that work? Hey, there we go. Okay, it's updated with Lexi's super chat. Okay. I don't know whether I have to manually do it or whatever. But, okay, so let's get into the game. Let's hunt. Let's stop talking. You may notice I now have a third profile on my Switch. I set up an extra profile to just like redo games if I ever want to redo them, and that can be my profile where I like do a game and then delete the file and then do it again and again and again. Like if I ever, because like if I want to play Pokemon Sword again, if I go on the Bovio Games profile, that means I have to delete the team that you guys picked out for me, and it's like, well, I don't really want to do that if all I'm doing it for is just so I can experience the game for myself. I want to use the Bovio Games profile for a game if it's like a, if I'm doing it on stream kind of thing. So I made a third profile just to, I don't know, if I feel like redoing a game over and over again. Like, if I want to do Mario Wonder again, I'll use the new profile rather than my Beau Games profile, and then I can save the Beau Games profile for if I play Mario Wonder on stream. So, a Cat's a Fancy, hello, an Iced Mocha, hello. Are you going to do the Eevee outbreaks this stream? I'm not, just because I have all the Eeveelutions in shiny form. So I do not need to... do those. Will Nightbot be joining us today? That is a question and a half, Crammon. I don't know. He said he might be with my wife again this weekend, and they spend a lot of time together, actually. And wait, I don't have a wife. Anyway, Buck. No, what we'll start with first. Okay, it's daytime, so we'll probably be hunting for... Sorry, that joke was recycled from last week, and I didn't even use it last week, which is probably testament to how good or bad a joke it was, an emphasis on the bad in the good or bad there. But anyway, Buck, if I go on Mystery Gift, I know one thing I can very quickly do that I can show you guys. If you're watching this live, make sure that you, and particularly if you have Pokemon Scarlet, if you have Pokemon Scarlet and you don't really have friends to trade with, make sure that you go onto your game, go on Mystery Gift, go with Get With Code, and then it's, oh yeah, so hang on, and then we wait for the keyboard to come up, and then the keyboard's going to take a long time. Please connect to the internet, Switch. I had an issue a week ago where, like, my Switch just did not want to connect to the internet. I needed to, like, reset everything. Is it LAC1? No, it's so it's LA1C. And then it's like, in my head, I'm going to describe this as like Phantom Ace, but it's like Ace with a 4. But so it's LA1C Phantom 4CE. Okay. I need to do this on my Pokemon Violet as well. So Alex's Dragapult. So yes, so Dragapult is like, the Dragapult family is exclusive to Pokemon Violet. So if you have Pokemon Scarlet, you would need to trade one from Pokemon Sword, which is, you know, easy enough to do. But if you don't have Pokemon Sword, or you just want to get a powerful one for your game, get this Dragapult. It's very good. I don't know what moves it has or anything, but presumably it's going to be very, 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 very good. Okay. Hang on. Kevin, I sure hope Nightbot and Beau's wife having a good time. Kevin, that's so sweet of you. Thank you. Wait a minute. No. But let's see. Let me just check. That Phil having to grind for purple coins to standees in Mario Wonder. I know. If anyone is playing Mario Wonder, or they get Mario Wonder as like a gift this holiday season, or anything like that, for the love of Nelly, buy the standee things, even if you don't have a Nintendo Switch Online connection or anything like that. Buy the standees as you go, okay? If you hit like 600 coins or more, reduce your total, like, buy standees until you have about like 500 coins. But basically, if you like exceed like 600 coins, you don't really ever need to have any more than like 600, sort of like 500, 600 coins. So if you get to like 600 coins, whittle them down to 500 by buying standees. Did I just like buy? Okay, is this? Okay, this is it. Here we go. So it's Phantom Darts, Phantom Force, U-Turn, and Terra Blast. And it's a choice band. Okay, nice. And it's Terra Ghost. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, let's just put you there because I don't really know what to do with you. And then, yeah, that's cool. Okay, right. Anyway, Bark. But yeah. So if you have Mario Wonder, because the thing is, if you play through the game, you will get like so many purple coins, and you will hit 999, and then the total doesn't go up. And it's easier to, like, when you first collect the 10 purple coins, they count as like 10 purple coins, whereas when you're recollecting them, they only count as 3. So it's like, you want to make use of the fact that every time you're getting a big purple coin, that you're getting that full 10 coin value from it. And yeah, they were I hit 999 really early, and I looked back at a bunch of my like gameplay clips, and there were times I was just collecting so many like purple coins and stuff like that when I already had 999, and I could have been buying standees, and I didn't. So buy the standees, even if you don't have online, because you need them technically to complete to 100% the game. You need them, so just do it. Just buy the standees. It's fine. And yeah. Okay, so we're gonna... Right, it looks like it's daytimey enough here. But yeah. Okay. Your girls are unique, hello! Hi. Okay. Nightbot is indeed here. Okay, good, Nightbot, thank you. How's the wife? No, I'm kidding. Okay, so... I need to find... Where's the spot that I like to go to? For Zangoose. There is a Zangoose, ironic, funnily enough, coincidentally. But where's the spot I like to go to? I can't remember the spot I go to. Oh, no, I didn't want a Tadbulb, unless you're shiny. The phrase "hindsight is 20/20" hits hardest when you're a video gamer. Yeah, I know. See, a thing that I find really hard and really annoying, actually, just like a general thing about the old video games, is I find it hard, like, so sometimes I'll play through a game, and I'll kind of want to keep playing it, but, like, playing it all the way through again, in its entirety, is, like, a bit too much. Like, you would get sick of it. Like, you would kind of, you know, it'd be like eating too much of a good thing, and then you'd be like, oh, I never want to, like, if you've ever, like, eaten too much of something in, like, too short a span of time, you do get a bit, like, yeah, I don't think I want to eat that again for a while. Even though it's something that you really love. Like, if you just have stuff in moderation, you'll want to keep having it. But if you have too much of a good thing, you do kind of get like, I don't think I want that again for a while. Like, at least, and I do kind of have phases with eating where I'm like, yeah, I don't think I really want to eat that again for a while. So, sorry, this is like really laggy. I think it's because it's raining. Hopefully it's just the rain. Where, oh where? Hang on, so I always forget what this location... There's a location I like to hunt Zangoose in, right? But I never remember where it is. Is it more down here? I think it's more down here. I think that's my issue. I think I always think it's more east and north than it is, but it's not. You had pasta for a whole week straight, cried when you... oh, hang on. Saw them again next week too. But, that's me with Legends Arceus. Amazing first playthrough. Would never play it again. But yeah, like, that's the thing. I like shiny hunted way too hard on Legends Arceus, and there's a part of me which kind of is like, do I want to do it again ever? Like, maybe I'd want to do it on stream, but I don't think... Well, I mean, I don't think I'd want to do it personally again anyway, but I think it's a game that I easily could have been like, yeah, I could, like, stream this game, but I kind of overdid it because it was a game I already didn't enjoy enough. So then it was a bit like... But no, actually, my best example, actually, is Super Mario Galaxy. When I got Super Mario Galaxy, I got it, like, on a Christmas, and it was sort of at an age where I started to feel the pressure of, like, needing to beat a game before school starts and stuff like that, you know. Okay, here we go. I think this is... Okay, here we go. This is where I wanted. Okay, so that is a Vigoroth, not a Zangoose, but this is fine. Okay, so I have tried shiny hunting for Zangoose several times. It's never... Oh, crud, hang on. Do I have the ingredient for this? I don't think I have the ingredient for this. I think... I don't think I have the ingredient for this. What kind of streamer am I by not preparing? I don't see tofu. No, I had... Oh, Beau. Oh, that means I have to leave this spot and remember where it is. And oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, gang. I'm so sorry. Don't worry, this is fine. But anyway, no, Mario Galaxy. So I played Mario Galaxy, And I beat the game in like, I think it was like 4 days or whatever. So like Christmas Day, Boxing Day, 27th, 28th. And then there's like, oh, now you can play the game as Luigi. And I was like, oh, okay. So I think I was a bit like, oh, I think I have to do this or whatever. So then it was kind of like, then I was kind of like, oh, okay. Hang on a sec, I just need to look. Okay. Right, where's the tofu? How did I run out of tofu? I don't even do like normal type sandwich hunts, do I? Okay, this gotta have tofu, right? Hang on, I'm just gonna check my quantities of everything. Okay, looks good. Oh no, not you. Hang on, let's get like a bunch of this. Here we go. There we go. Okay, tofu must be the next place, right? Tofu. Okay, ham, lettuce, onion, mayo, ketchup, salt, pepper, butter, cream cheese. Wait, where's the tofu? Oh my gosh. Hang on, chat, I'm so sorry. I'm sure Xander and Kramen are probably frantically writing in, like, oh, you need to be in Levincia or whatever. But, Levincia, of course it's Levincia. Oh my gosh. Right, sorry. Mario Galaxy. So I played through the game, and then there was like oh, now you have to play through as Luigi. And I was like, do I? Like, okay, so I sort of played it again, I was happy to. But then I beat the game in like another 3 days as Luigi. So, I don't know, like 28, 29, 30, 31 or whatever. But basically I essentially beat the game twice in a week. And it was just kind of too much. And I just didn't ever like want to go, like, I liked Galaxy and I loved it, but I just never had the urge to go back to it and it was only once the Mario 3D All-Stars came out that I played the game again. And but that was like 15 years, like, it's just crazy that I kind of overdid it. But again, I overdid it too much. Right, hang on. So now I need to find what one of these shops actually has the tofu. Bakery in the... Okay, let's... Which of these shops... Okay, you have socks, so I assume a sock shop doesn't sell tofu. Oh my gosh. By the time I get this tofu, it'll be nighttime and time to hunt shop it. Why does only one place have tofu? Right, ham, lettuce, onion. Okay. Oh my gosh. Where is the tofu? Ooh-wee-oo, killer tofu. Was this the shop I just went in? No, this looks different. Deli. Surely a deli's gonna have tofu, right? I don't know. Delis aren't really a thing in England. I do apologize to like American watchers who are like, no, like a deli wouldn't have tofu. It's like, I don't know, okay? Oh, maybe here. Maybe seafood? No, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, just give me the tofu. No, coffee. Right, coffee's not gonna have tofu. Maybe this place has tofu. Hang on, and then this is the bakery I probably went to like 2 minutes ago. Ham, lettuce, mayo, buns, pickles, ketchup, cheese. Put the patty in between its burger. Oh my gosh, where is the tofu? Where is it? Oh my gosh, the shiny hunt turned into a tofu hunt. I know, right? Good golly gosh, what is this madness? What is this madness? I don't know. I'm like looking at shops and I'm like, is this a tofu shop? Does this place have tofu? I mean, it has a door, but I can't walk in it. Oh gosh, this game and its lack of buildings as well. The poor lighting, the lack of buildings that you can actually go in. Right, okay. Come on. Where is it? Wonder what shiny tofu looks like. Where is the tofu? Seriously, where is the tofu? I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to Google this. I'm actually gonna have to... Where is tofu? Where is tofu? Scarlet. Where is Tifu? How to get tofu into... Acquiesced supermarket. Where is the Acquiesced supermarket? That means nothing to me. That means nothing to me. Shortcans. Saguara. Baggins. There we go. Okay. We found it. We found it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Sorry, Kramen and Zonda. I see you guys have, I see you guys have now piped in as well. I do appreciate it. If there weren't that slight delay, you guys would have, you guys had beaten me, I think, IRL. But in terms of like the delay, I managed to find it in time by myself. Okay, here, let's just get quantities. Okay, right, surely. Okay, tofu. Oh my gosh, I'm just buying like 50. I don't need that many, but we're getting. Oh, let's get claw sticks because these are like Levincia only as well. But see, I bought enough claw sticks, but I ran out of tofu. Okay, to the Zangoose. It'll be nighttime now. And then I'll mess up. I'm gonna have messed up all my timings. I know it. I think it was where this bug thing was, right? I don't know. Okay, we found the tofu. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Tune in next week, and bye-bye. No, I'm kidding. Please stick around. Please stick around. It's just, here's the thing, right? If you're gonna have some items be available everywhere, but then some items be only available somewhere, that's just like really annoying to me. Like that shop had loads of other items that you can find like everywhere else. Like it still had like the lettuce and the ham and the peppers and right? Like it had all those things, but then it also just had tofu and claw sticks. And it's like, well, if you're going to Levincia and you're finding that shop, out of all the bajillions of shops that are there, by the way, a lot of people aren't going to notice, like, oh, hey, this one has a different item. They're going to be like, oh, okay, this is one of the shops with, like, the lettuce and the tomato. And but anyway, Buck. Right. Tomato, onion, green pepper, burger, and then tofu. Let's see. I'm feeling pretty salty right now. And then the Kevin pick. Okay. Oh, my gosh. Acquiesce to supermarket, the one and only stop shop for tofu in all the region. Yeah, Kramen, I know, like, oh my gosh. Hang on a sec, I did not grab tomato there. Okay. Right, now we have to be very careful with this tofu. So we need to, like, slab 1, slab 2, slab 3, slab 4. Then we're gonna slab a load of tofu more. Okay, oh my god, this is very precarious. I do not like this, chat. Oh my gosh, I do not like this, chat. I do not like this. I do not like this giant stack. Oh my, no! Oh my god. Sorry, I don't know why I really put the bread on top. I was just... I might use the, Okay, if this doesn't work... I'll use my backup sandwich. Oh my gosh. They do look like mystical. They do look like some kind of like magic eraser or like a cleaning tool, don't they? Wow. Okay. So I kind of just gave up at the end there. Sorry. This time of year, I just lose my energy and enthusiasm for stuff. Okay. Hang on. Also, like, it is raining here today, and it is just, like, so miserable here in LA today. I do not like it. The Zangoose! Okay, we got a Zangoose. I don't even know if this is... No, this is where I look for Zangoose. Okay, or Zangeese, Zangooses. I'm gonna say Zangoose. I think just Zangoose is the plural of Zangoose. Okay, so right, there's a bunch of Zangoose. Let's get Iron Hands. Right. Oh, we're also gonna get Litleo. Oh, watch, guys. We'll get a shiny male Litleo. That's my prediction. It'll either be shiny male Litleo or we will just get one of the Lechonk family. But okay, it looks like it worked. So plus just normal tofu that isn't fried is so gross. That's the thing as well, Anne. It's like because I think I sort of have. I've only really had tofu. I think like 1, maybe 2 times before. One of the times I had it before. It was, like, okay, but I still don't think it was, like, prepped properly or whatever. And so, you know, it's like, you know, it's like it was like fine, but it just wasn't really that special. But I think basically it's like it needed to be prepared differently, and if you don't, I think tofu's something that like if you give it a lot of love, it can be good, but if you don't, it's just boring. And yeah, and that just looks like raw tofu that you've just got out the bag and you haven't even like pressed it or anything like that. So got down to 18 Fahrenheit where you are. Oh my gosh, it's like eating mush. Anne says, yeah, that probably sounds about right. Okay, hang on, let's zoom out. Okay, Zangoose is a hard one, so I don't really know why I picked this. And if I didn't make the sandwich right, then we're probably unlikely to find it. But look, you get like a few of them. We got like a few of them. The thing I found one day, I can't really remember how I discovered this, but I just found like around these little lakes, I feel like I'm not getting them quite as much. So maybe I did like make the sandwich. Oh, for the love of pizza. Okay. Right, there we go. I just felt like it was sort of wandering around these little lakes and stuff. You did get quite a few Zangoose appear here. Zangooses, Zangeese. Zangoose, you are bad Pokemon, but that does not mean you are bad Pokemon. But yeah, anyway. Bark. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Dunsparce. I don't want Dunsparce unless you end up being the 3-form Dunsparce or whatever. There's a Vigoroth. There's doopa 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 doo. But yeah, I feel like if you start to walk up this way, you don't see him as much. In fairness, I may have made the sandwich badly or something, but at the same time, I don't really know why the sandwich would like attract only Zangoose and not like the Oinkolones and stuff like that as well. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Right, there's some Zangoose, more Zangoose, more Zangoose. Are there like two on top of one another there? Yes, there are. Okay, hopefully we'll get really lucky and find one in like 2 minutes, and then it won't matter that we like made a terrible sandwich and all this other nonsense. Kevin hates how quickly it gets dark this time of year. I don't mind. So I don't mind the shorter. I don't think I mind the shorter days too much, and there is something quite nice about like a cool and cozy evening or whatever. Like, because I quite like it once it's like pitch black. But the thing I think the thing I find hard is just I don't like sort of the daytime feeling dark. So I don't like daytime being dark, say like because of like rainy weather, and I don't like that at like 2 p.m. like the sun is setting, like you get that kind of orange glow everywhere, and like your house is like a bit darker at like 2 p.m. I don't like that like the house is darker. I know that sounds weird. It's one of those, like, I don't like my daylight to be dark, is I think the point that I'm getting at, sort of thing. Like, I like sort of like I like the dark of pitch black at nighttime, and there's something quite nice about like it being pitch black, and you just like, you've got like your warm beverage and you're watching the television or playing a game or whatever. I like all that. But it's when it's like 3 p.m. and like your house is like dark, but it's still daylight, so it's like a dark daylight. That's what really messes with my head and my chemicals and my motivation and stuff like that. But so I don't mind the like shorter days. I don't mind that like, oh, it's like 5 p.m. and it's pitch black outside, because I prefer that 5 p.m. pitch black to like the 3 p.m. You know, like 3 p.m. like, your house is kind of dark, but it's not actually, it's not proper dark though, so I don't know. The thing I do find hard is that once it is like pitch black, in my head it's like, okay, I want the day to be over, and I hate that it can be like pitch black but you can still be like getting emails and stuff like that. That I find hard and annoying, because it's like, no, it's dark, like the day is over, stop. You know, like the day is done. I just want to like wind down now. When it's dark like this, I don't want to be doing anything, you know, but that's all just me. This isn't me trying to say that is the correct way or whatever. And obviously, like, a longer day is nicer because it's nicer being able to, like, go out and do things. But, and it's nice that you don't get as much of that, like, oh, the house is kind of dark, like, kind of feeling. But yeah, okay, right, Zangoose. Like, yeah, we are going to be doing because one thing about, the Zangoose and the fact they spawn here, the picnic method is actually quite good for this, even though this isn't an outbreak. The picnic method you usually use for an outbreak, but this isn't an outbreak. But because they sort of just spawn really nicely between these two little bits of water, it means that this is weirdly a good place to, like, do picnic without... Hang on. Shiny! Yes! We did it, chat! Oh my gosh, we did it! Oh, we did it, chat. We did it. Oh, yes. The luck has come back. I've tried for this multiple times, so this is very cool. This makes me very happy. All right, let's go. We didn't even need emojis today. We'll see how far we... Oh, no, it broke out. A good thing about Zangoose, though, is that Zangoose usually can have the immune ability, which means that this Zangoose won't accidentally poison itself by attacking my Clodsire, which means I can just put it to sleep and I don't need to worry about it accidentally poisoning itself. So look at that. Hang on. Coca-Cow. Hi, welcome. Sorry, I had to be like, wait, is it Cocow or was it Coca-Cow? I had to look really, really closely at my screen there. Hello, welcome. This is nice, isn't it? So there we go. Oh, yes, we got it. Give the big shake and everything. Whoa, hang on, we got a super chat from Shibertooth. Hang on, where'd the super chat go? Hang on, super chat. Oh, there it is. It's at the bottom. I arrive home and a shiny appears. Well, thank you so much, Shibertooth. Should we go catch a Shinx now, even though we don't have an electric type sandwich up? Because that's the way these streams are gonna go. But chat, we did it. So what we have to do now, hold on 1 second. So we'll save the game 50 bajillion times, because that's what we do here at Beau Video Games. And then I just need to pause, because we got that Zangoose very, very quickly, and I now need to think, well, hang on, what normal types do I need? Ooh, okay. Okay, chat, I have a theory. I have a theory. But let me just check. Let me just check some stuff. I just want to check, so we've got a normal type sandwich going. So we want to see, like, okay, what normal types are good viable ones. Now, one I would really love is Kamala. And that would be really good, but we had this issue where the best place where Kamala spawns in Pokemon Scarlet also means we get Oranguru spawning. So it doesn't really work. There's also Squawkabilly, there's Shroodle, although Shroodle kind of has the same issue as Kamala. But then we could also try for Indeedee. I do like to say yes, Indeedee. So I think we might... I think maybe you're going to be the one that saves me. I think maybe we could try go for Indeedee. Let's see if we could, because I know 2 spots where Indeedee spawns. So let's go look for Indeedee, and then we'll, you know, if Indeedee is a terrible choice, then we will we'll try for... Hang on, let's just check the outbreaks, actually. So we've got all these evolutions and stuff, but do we have anything that's, like, is there like a Shroodle outbreak anywhere? Because if there was a Shroodle outbreak, then we could go hunt for some Shroodle. But I think we've only got, like, evolutions. There's Espathra, but I have shiny Espathra. And there's Houndoom. So, again, if I didn't have all the evolutions that I do, this absolutely would be a good time to hunt for an Eevee whilst we've got a normal sandwich up. But we have this Eevee event, and everything else I've got, I have a shiny, like Chingling, Dreadnought, Houndoom. We have all these things. So let's go see if we can hunt for Indeedee. Wonderwall in 2023? Yes. Miss Waddykins, hi, hello, welcome. Phantom Slayer, yes, you are welcome to show me cool Beyblade stuff on Twitter, always. Oh, hang on, there's an Indeedee. And there's an Indeedee. And there's an Indeedee. There's also a Rufflet. Which we don't need as much, but... Oh, and oh no, Chansey. I have so many Chanseys from Pokemon Let's Go. An Ursaring. I have Ursaring, though, from Legends Arceus. And Chansey. And Sawsbuck. Oh no, I don't want Sawsbucks. They're like really hard to see. Indeedy. Yes, come back, Indeedy. Yes, Indeedy. I'll say yes, Indeedy to yes, Indeedy. Okay. Let's see. Indeedy. Interestingly, here I'm seeing only Indeedy. Oh no, and a few Rufflets. I'll zoom in a bit actually, just because we might want to zoom in a bit. Indeedy is going to be perhaps a little bit harder to tell just because of the lighting, but we'll see. And then how am I doing? I'm doing okay. It's a bit gloomy and stuff like that. So, you know, it's kind of hard to get the energy up today. But otherwise, though, I'm doing pretty all right. And I'm glad to have gotten the shiny Zangoose, because good golly gosh, I needed that. I've had a horrendous week shiny hunting. And to the point where I've kind of considered like giving up shiny hunting or not doing it, or maybe just reserving it for the streams only. But we don't need to do that anymore because we got it. So we'll see how the rest of the luck goes. I also made the most horrendous tofu sandwich in the game, not in real life. But yeah. But the sandwich seems to be working. That horrendous mess of a sandwich got us a shiny Zangoose, so I will not complain. What I will do, I'm kind of going the wrong way here. We'll go up here, and then we'll look for Indeedees up this way. Yeah, Indeedee, the thing to look out for with Indeedee, I think, is it's not so much their other color. They're sort of, because like they're sort of like, you know, Indeedees are normally like kind of bluish or like the sort of purplish color or whatever. But then like the shiny's blue or whatever. I think the trick is to look at the horns, because the horns are like a bright color. Like the horns go like bright purple, I think. I might just get up a picture of Indeedee on my game just to on my phone just to be safe here. Oh, Cerebi, load up the Indeedee image. Blast you. I'm on the wrong page, that's why. Don't tell me you're the... Hang on. Right, go on, general. Okay, there we go. So yeah, they've got like bright purple horns, and then they're like light blue in color. So, again, in a game with good lighting, it would be easy to spot. But yes. But yeah, so that's the thing. Regular just kind of have like a very pale, sort of, you know, almost like a grayish purple. You know, if you look at this, it's like sort of like a grayish purple. You know, try the gray stuff. It's delicious. But I mean, it's not gray. It is definitely purple. But it's just more of like a dulled purple. You know. But the shiny will be blue, and the horns will be like bright purple. So it's going to be hard to spot a shiny Rufflet, though. I'm just saying that right now. No, I don't want the Ampharos. Get away from the Ampharos. Okay, Indeedees. Actually, hang on. What I can do here is we can get Meowscarada, because Meowscarada can help like clear out Indeedees whilst we are looking. How quickly did we? Okay, so that was like less than 10 minutes. We got Zangoose. I'm pretty pleased with that, I must say. Again, we could get Rufflet, but I do have shiny Rufflet, so I'm less concerned about Rufflets, in all honesty. I don't want Chansey, which means we're gonna get Chansey. I have enough Chanseys in Pokemon Let's Go. If you shiny hunt in Pokemon Let's Go, you have a bajillion shiny Chanseys. You just can't not get a bajillion shiny Chanseys from playing that game. Is my Meowscarada stuck? Oh no, there we go. It's working now. I like Indeedee. I know Indeedee's like a simple design, but you know, it's got like the male and the female. There's a nice difference between them. They're like Galar Butler Pokemon. It's cool. It's good. These Ampharos are going to be a real problem, I feel like. Okay, let's... No, not the Ampharos. Get away from the Ampharos. Hi, Indeedee. Okay, we'll loop back this way. Hopefully... Ampharos! Stop getting in the way. Okay. I'm not too worried about this, and honestly, I think I'd rather hunt for Indeedee with a psychic sandwich rather than a versus a normal sandwich. Because you only, I think you get like Indeedee and then like one other Pokemon if you, maybe it's like Ralts or something, I can't remember. But because I did sort of do like a bit of an Indeedee hunt here the other day. And we could always switch locations to my other one that I had as a backup as well. If we... No, okay. For a second I thought that Rufflet was shiny. But, no, the shinies are like brown. So I would have... But anyway. What were two... Oh, yeah, so I think we're sort of like done talking about the weather and stuff like that. Hang on, I just want to check up on chat for a second. Yes, I don't have a PO box or anything like that. Yeah, I don't do anything like if people have stuff they want to send me and then I send it back, because it's just there's too much risk of it getting lost and stuff like that, and I don't want to be responsible for like losing people's stuff. So yeah, I don't have like a PO box. Let's see. Okay, so there's a lot of chat there, so I just need to check. But yeah, I could like if anyone ever wanted to send me stuff, just to send me stuff. I have like friends with PO boxes who've said like, oh, if anyone ever wanted to send you anything, we could do it. But I don't want to start using that, particularly to, you know, like send stuff. It's just too much of a risk and stuff like that. Miss Wannikins, you got a shiny Hoot Hoot. Excellent. I actually, sorry, this is going to be a bit of a kick in the face, and I do apologize. But I did get like, I think in the past week I've gotten at least one, but I think I might have gotten like 2 random shiny Hoot Hoots. Like I tried to get shiny Hoot Hoot and I got a pair like a couple of weeks ago, but then in this like past week or so, I've encountered like 2 random shiny Hoot Hoots. So my shiny luck hasn't been like horrendous. It's just been in terms of like trying to hunt for specific things. I've just had like really bad luck in that department is the way I've just been really frustrated with shiny hunting this week. Okay, Indeedee, and then the source box and stuff. I can tell dealing apart from like shiny and not shiny. Source buck, I have no idea. Source buck, I have no clue. I know it's like, oh, like instead of beige, the fur is white or something like that for like 3 of them. But it's too hard to tell like from a distance. You have to like look up close and really super duper know what they look like, and like just I don't know, man. I don't know. Right, come on, Indeedee. Come on, Indeedee. Just give me a blue Indeedee. Just give me a blue Indeedee that I can easily spot from a distance and that I capture successfully. And then we'll be good. Because after the week of the horrendous... But again, I've tried that like electric hunt like so many times, and I tried it a bunch more this week, and I'm just like... It's just, you know, I've just had horrendous luck hunting for the things where, like, I've wanted to hunt for them. Okay, let's see. Indeedee, Rufflet. Okay, I'm not even seeing anything now. Okay, Sawsbuck. Gonna have a sip of water as well. Ah, there we go. Hi, Indeedee. You don't have the big bright purple horns though, do you? Okay. Let's see. Nope. I should check those dealing more closely and like in case they are shiny, but I'm not too worried. I have one of every dealing shiny. What I don't have though is but then I only have one Sawsbuck. So I think it's like the autumn form, so I need to get like another winter, another summer, and another spring or something like that. Okay. Rufflet. So there were two main sort of conversational topics that I wanted to have today. One was I wanted to talk about something that I tweeted yesterday. Scarlet and Violet are now 1 year old, which is incredible. But this also means that we could now be only 2 years away from Generation 10, the fabled Gen 10, not to be confused with Ben 10. And Gen 10, I'll be honest, I am not ready for Gen 10 in 2 years, or I don't want Gen 10 to be in like 2 years. This game does not feel like it's a year old yet, and I just I don't want them. And here's the thing as well, we might not get a new Nintendo console next year, right? Like, we might not get a new Nintendo console in the year 2024. Because we haven't even heard about... Do you know what I mean? Nintendo haven't announced one yet. And are they really going to, like, announce and release a console in, like, less than a year? I don't know. Like the Nintendo Switch, we knew about the Switch, like, over, like, a year or, like, over a year before it came out. We didn't know it was called the Switch. They revealed that, like, half a year beforehand. But at the very least, we kind of... You tend to know about a new console kind of a long way in advance, and we don't with Nintendo. And the thing is, the Switch is doing so well that we don't really need a new console. Not really. Like, again, if Mario Wonder is like selling faster than any Mario game, and for like the 7th Black Friday in a row we're still getting, you know, like a Nintendo Switch with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Bundle and all this other stuff, you know, we probably don't really need a new console in less than a year. So it's just that thing where we might not see the next console until like 2025. And here's the thing. So if we get a new console in like 2025, but then we also get a new Pokemon game in 2025, I feel quite confident based on Pokemon's past that... So those ears look very bright. I get, the Indeedee didn't look blue at all, but the ears look very... In whatever lighting this is, this purple lighting, it's making their ears look very bright purple, even though the Indeedees do not look bright purple. The lighting in this game drives me nuts. But then look, it's more... The lighting's changed now. It's like less bright purple. Okay, anyway, Bark. So, and here's the thing, if there's one thing I've kind of learned from Pokemon's past, it's that when, like, a new console is on the way, they don't really make much of an effort to, like, save the new game for the new console. They just put it on whatever one is still available. We've seen it, like, Pokemon Black and White, they should have been on the 3DS. They came out, like, a year before the 3DS came out. Those games were trying so hard to be 3D. It's like they should have been on the 3DS. Pokemon Sun and Moon and Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 came out on DS a year after the 3DS came out, or whatever. I think they came out like a year after the 3DS. And then as well, we have this is a good spot for Indeedees. Just gonna say it. In fact, this is such a good spot for Indeedees that I'm actually gonna do a picnic here because I just want to see how many respawn. And then we had it with Pokemon Sun and Moon as well. Pokemon Sun and Moon, admittedly they were 2016, but that's like half a year before the Switch came out. And, you know, and then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out after the Switch came out. Now, I know in fairness, the Switch was sort of seen as like the home console rather than a hybrid console kind of thing. Like the Switch was still seen as like, oh, it's the home console, and the 3DS is the portable console. But, you know, but it's still one of those things where they could have taken that bold swing and made Sun and Moon for the Switch, you know, but they didn't. They kept it to 3DS. And we'd already had X and Y on the 3DS, so it wasn't like the 3DS was wanting for Pokemon games. We already had X and Y. We already had Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So the thing is if Gen 10 is like due in 2025, we might be due a new Nintendo console in 2025. But then that console, like the Switch, is then gonna become like out of date potentially when Gen 10 comes. So it's like, are you guys ready for Gen 10? And I mean, you guys are probably filling us in the like filling up the chat with like, I'm not ready for Gen 10, or like, yes, bring on Gen 10 in 2 years, but I'm not ready for Gen 10 in 2 years, and I want them to take extra time with it because it's Gen 10. Like, it's a very special. This is like the 10th new mainline series of games. Red and blue, and gold and silver, and ruby and sapphire, and diamond and pearl, and black and white, and X and Y, and sun and moon, and sword and shield, and scarlet and violet, and cheese and crackers. Like, I want cheese and crackers to be special, and I don't want them to just put it. I don't want them to just release it 3 years later because that's what they do. I want them to do it because 3 years. I only want them to do it after 3 years. If 3 years feels like, yeah, I think it's time for a new generation. Like, But anyway, Buck. That's kind of my mini rant about Gen 10. But like, to me, like, Sword and Shield had a lot of life left in them. We didn't need Scarlet and Violet. And but like, here we are with a game that has been out a year already, that we probably didn't really need, and that a lot of people kind of complain about how buggy it is and stuff like that, and they're not entirely wrong. Like, I like these games, but they are flawed, and they could have done with more time, and it would have been really interesting to see what these games would have been like with more time. But we're never gonna know because they stick with their 3-year thing, and maybe their 3-year thing needs to be a 4 or 5-year thing. I don't know. But we'll see. And I don't know. And there are just other reasons why I think they could do that too. It's sort of, there's kind of like an irony that we have like more Pokemon stuff than ever now. As in, we have less of a need to, like, sort of fill the gap or rush a game. Like once upon a time, we only really had mainline Pokemon series games. And then there'd be a few cards and there'd be the anime. But there's, like, so much spin-off content and mobile games and all this other stuff now. And we also don't have, like, an Ash anime. So the anime is more flexible than ever now in terms of what it can do and how long it can last and stuff like that. Like, they can keep a set of protagonists for however long they need to, and then in a few years, if we need like new protagonists, they can just put in new protagonists whenever they need to. Whereas with Ash, there was a bit of a, like, I don't know, I think they liked having their, like, well, he's got to finish this gym challenge and he's got to do this, and we can't stretch that out for years and years. I don't know. Whereas I feel like there's more freedom now because of the new anime situation, but I don't know, I could be wrong about that. But I will catch up on chat in a sec. We're entering the end game now. I tell you what, I'm going to catch up on chat. How about we get some blue hearts, blue and purple hearts in the chat, and then I'm going to read your messages and stuff like that. So, let's see. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. So, let's see. Hang on, Sourcebuck. Sourcebuck is just brighter in color. Yeah, that's the thing, Neo. It's just hard. Kevin, a whole year has gone by. Yes. Cats are fancy. Didn't you make it a community poll? Yes, I did. So I asked on social media and like the community poll and stuff like that. But yeah. But let's see. Back when it was called the NX, Xander says. Exactly. X for Xander. So I get that Pokemon is a multimedia franchise, is not a video game franchise, and the sooner you think of it that way, the faster you'll kind of understand everything. Like, it's not a video game franchise. It's, because it's like, there's the games, there's the show, there's the cards, there's all the sort of spin-off shows and stuff like that. There are all the spin-off games and stuff like that. There's the mobile games, there's the plushies, and, like, it's just, Pokemon is a the Detective Pikachu movie. It's a multimedia franchise. That is the way to think of it, like, sort of, in the way that something like Star Wars is, or something like that. Like, Star Wars isn't a film series. It's movies, it's TV, it's video games and toys and Lego sets and all this other stuff, So, books and comics and action figures and whatever else. But yeah, so when you think about Pokemon that way, that is how you have to think of it. But the thing that I would argue, though, is that the games is where it kind of does all stem from, though. Like, if you don't have the game, like, no offense, but if you made a Pokemon that was, like, exclusive to, like, the cards, like, no one would care. No offense to the TCG players out there. I don't mean literally no one would care, but I mean, it wouldn't really take on, or people would go, oh, that doesn't really count, though, does it? But if you then made that Pokemon available in the game, they'd be like, oh, okay, this is legit now. Like in the way that, like, Meltan and Melmetal, are they Pokemon, Go Pokemon? Yes, but you can have them in Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Sword and Shield, so they're legit. So it's a way of, like, crossing the two games over, but you still need to create that crossover. You can't just rely on the thing that's not the game to carry, like in the anime, yes, you can introduce a Pokemon in the anime, but you need to put it in the game at some point. We all love the Crystal Onyx, but it's not real. So yeah. So let's just catch up on the rest of chat. So, oh yeah, please like and subscribe, because we got the Zangoose. I forgot to say like and subscribe. Let's see. Do you think we're out of... Oh, good question, Mr. Wannikins. Do you think we're out of secondary versions of mainline games, such as Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Black and White 2, and Emerald? Yes, that is what I've... The only caveat to that. So, yes, but there is a caveat. We'll look for the rest of these in DD whilst I answer this question, and then I'll catch up on the rest of chat in a minute. But yeah, we are in the age of, like, DLC and stuff like that. Now that DLC is accessible, we won't get, like, sort of sequel and, like, third. We're definitely never going to get third versions now, and I don't think we're really going to get sequels. The caveat that I have to that is, and I want to make videos about this someday. If I could make videos, I would make videos. But I do think we'll maybe someday get, we might get, like, a Pokemon Black and White remake or something, or a Black and White 2, like, hybrid remake kind of thing. I don't know. But, like, basically, once we get to Pokemon X and Y, there's not really going to be any point in remaking X and Y, and because Pokemon now is very similar to Pokemon X and Y. Pokemon X and Y was, like, the last big time we had any real change, because, like, the fairy type was introduced. There's just not really been enough that's changed between now and X and Y to warrant remaking it. But what you could do instead is, instead of remaking the games, you could make a Pokemon Z. So you have it set in Kalos, and you have all the updates to the mechanics and stuff like that, and a graphical update and all this other stuff, and it still has, like, the same gym leaders and whatever, and it's still set in Kalos, but you add in a couple of extra, places or two to the Kalos region, maybe bulk out the Pokedex a little bit, just improve some things here and there, so it's not like a, brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl level of faithfulness kind of thing. But, like, you basically have, like, that third version / sequel, but to these games where there's just not really much of a change warranted. And that kind of thing is something I could see happening someday. So I think we could get, like, a Pokemon Z someday, instead of an X and Y remake. Instead of, like, Pokemon Excellent X and Yeeting Y, or whatever, I don't know. I don't know, Pokemon Yes Y and Excellent Yes X. Like, whatever it is. But, like, I don't think we'll... Oh, that's a Golduck. I was like, blue! But it's a Golduck. I am blue, dabba-dee-dabba-die, yabba-doo, Fred Flintstone, dabba-dee-dabba-doo. Anyway, Buck. So, that's kind of what I think. So, I think we could get that, but I don't think that, like, yeah. Now, though, we're not going to have a thing where, like, 1 or 2 years after a game comes out, we get like the sequel to it. We're not gonna have, we didn't get Pokemon Sharper Sword and Sturdier Shield. We're not gonna get Pokemon Scarletia Scarlet and Violetia Violet. It's you get DLC. That's the way that they like expand the game. That's the way that they flesh things out, that they kind of add content, they kind of fix a couple of things that they kind of didn't quite get right the first time. DLC is like the way to go now. Because like just we have the technology. So that's kind of my answer to that. But there is that one caveat that I think instead of like remakes though, we might get like third versions and sequels instead. That's my hang on, how long do we have left? 10 seconds! Oh my gosh. Speed run shiny hunt. Although actually no, this is just gonna spawn a load of Ursaring, isn't it? So I know maybe we could have gone for something else to shiny hunt, but I don't think we really had any other better options given what I have available. So okay, it is nighttime. We are finally going to get a Pokemon that I have wanted to get for a long time, but it's only available at nighttime. We're going to hop right into this shiny hunt. Hopefully I have the right ingredients and stuff like that. So wanting cheese and crackers to be special, how British of you, Beau. Hang on, let me just quickly pause like that. Zygarde, the thing, Zygarde never got its chance to shine. That's where a Pokemon Z could come into. But that's what I think. It's like you could sort of remake a game without remaking it. Like people would be like, oh, it's like a new game, or like, oh cool, I get to go back to this region. But I think that's the way they could do it now. By kind of like remaking games with their third version or with their sequel. Yeah, Zangoose. Okay, hang on. Why did I go into the boxes? I meant the picnic. Okay, so we're gonna make a sandwich so that we can hunt for a spooky ghost. Thing is, Shuppet only appears at night, so I needed to wait until nighttime to make the ghost type sandwich. Okay. Jambon bear. Right, tomato. No, pickle. What am I talking about? Onion. Red onion. Green pepper. And burger. And then we'll go spicy onion, I guess. Pokemon Extra and Pokemon Y. And Pokemon Y? Yes. Kevin. Okay. Hang on, I want to check more chat because I'm really behind on chat. But I got to place these items carefully. Because if we learned one thing from last time, it's that we need to be super careful with our ingredient placement. Okay. Anyway, Bug. But yeah, no. So that was a good question. But yeah, but that's my theory about remakes and stuff like that. And for one thing, I think that would be the better way to approach it. But I also think it might be what they do. I mean, they could, at the same time, they could be lazy and just kind of remake Pokemon X and Y with like updated graphics, and we probably will still buy it and go for it. But I hope that they are a little bit more inventive than that. You know, do what Pokemon Emerald did, but for Pokemon, X and Y. Because people will... Because the thing as well is often like the remakes only sell about half as much as the main games that are currently going at the time do anyway. So it's kind of like, well, then you may as well make one brand new game where people sort of are like, oh, well, I'm not buying the same thing again. I am buying something new. And it's a bit like people would be more likely to buy a third version once it's kind of like nostalgic or whatever. Okay, Burnett works as well. Burnett works as well. Burnett, 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 do 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 do. Burnett, Burnett, do 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 do. Burnett. Hang on, where is it? Where? Okay, there we go. Burnett. Okay, so hang on, let me just get a Burnett up. I think they are like bright blue. Bright blue, dabba dee dabba die. What is it with that song today? Okay. Right, Burnett. Yeah, they're bright blue. And their zip looks more yellow. Their zip mouth looks more yellow. Violeta and purple. Okay, here, let's just see. Give me Pokemon Lightsaber. Yes, Crammon. Careful, Beau. Careful, Beau. Careful, Beau. Very nice. Sorry, these references are like from like things 3 minutes ago or whatever, but I still like it. Okay. Okay, so. Oh, Drifblim. We don't want Drifblims. Get out of here, Drifblim. We want Banette. And Shuppet, but mainly... Shuppet is also acceptable. But yeah, Banette's the one we want, so... Hang on. So that rock looks really blue. Every time I look at it, I was like, that looks kind of blue. Oh. Okay, you're not shiny, though, so get out of here. Can you imagine if we got a shiny of, like, the 1 in 100 Sinistea, but, like, shiny as well? That would be insane. I forget what they're called. There's, like, the chipped form. It's like the chipped form and the cracked form, or what? Or master... Oh, no, what? There's, like, the phony form and the masterpiece form or whatever. But imagine if you got, like, the masterpiece one. That'd be insane. Okay. So yeah, so that's interesting to see your guys' thoughts and reactions to Gen 10. I think basically the general consensus is that it's like, yeah, can we like wait just like a little bit? Like it doesn't need to be in like 2 years time from now. And particularly if we are getting like a new console and stuff like that as well. Because again, another thing as well is like if you put like the brand new Gen 10 in like the first year of a brand new console following the Nintendo Switch, that could become like a real sort of like console, sort of must-have, like a must-have title. Like a lot of games that release in like the first year of a console's lifespan kind of become like the go-to, oh, you got to get that one kind of games, So that's kind of what I think as well. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But the other thing as well, and again, I want to do a video about this someday, but my thing about Pokemon Sword and Shield, like my TLDR of what a video I'm going to make someday about Pokemon Sword and Shield is Pokemon Sword and Shield are kind of like, they kind of reviewed incorrectly. I think if you looked at a lot of reviews for Sword and Shield, you would see a bunch of reviews from like November 2019. And the problem with that is Sword and Shield isn't really, and Scarlet and Violet too, these games are unlike any other Pokemon games we've had before. Like, normally, I mean, take Miss Wanikin's question into account. Do you think we'll see, sort of sequels and third versions again? I think the answer is kind of no, except for in the sort of caveat that I listed. But we're not going to get a situation where, like, a year or two after a Pokemon game comes out, they're gonna make a whole new one that's like a sequel to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just not a thing. They'll do DLC. Like, that's what we're gonna, we have the technology. Like, that is the thing. So I know the line is like, we have technology. But anyway, Bug. But that is kind of what, ooh, a little Floette, but it's not shiny. But I think that's just kind of like technologically speaking and stuff like that. That's kind of the way that things are going to work now. We'll get DLC now. I think that's the way that this will work. And so with that, it's kind of one of those things where, yeah, like the way we play games and the way games kind of run and operate and everything is just like a whole different animal now. And part of that is why Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet are different. And it's not even just the DLC, but it's the fact that these games had, like, events that ran throughout the whole of their lives. And I just think that you can't really sort of compare, like, say, Diamond and Pearl, where, like, the game came out, and then that was... Is that a yellow... There's a yellow Drifblim. Okay, well, we're saving the game. I have Drifblim. I have plenty of Drifblims. But... Or Drifloon, sorry, Drifloon. I was like, I'm sure I can see some yellow, but I see a purple Drifloon. But it was hiding behind it. Okay, come on. There we go, we got it. I hope I couldn't see a shiny Drifloon behind me. I feel like I could see a shiny Drifloon behind me. Hang on, let's turn the camera around. I'm gonna take a turn to the left. Left, 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 left. Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't open the map. Okay, no, it's Drifloon, Banette. No, 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 okay. I think I was looking at whatever... Oh, no, I was looking at this flower. That's what I could see. Come on. Banette, 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 Banette. Anyway, fuck. So basically, though, like, you know, when Diamond and Pearl came out, that was it. I mean, yes, they did have, like, oh, there's, like, a shaman event and whatever. But, like, for the most part, though, the game comes out, that's it. They release, like, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Platinum or whatever. But that's kind of it. Whereas with Sword and Shield, it's like... With Sword and Shield, though, it's like, well, those games came out, but, like, part of the reason why, like, getting Gigantamax Pokemon in the game is kind of hard is because, like, they had events to get Gigantamax Pokemon. And that was a planned thing. Like, every month, they would have, like, 2 or so Gigantamax Pokemon that were made more easily attainable. They would have a raid den event to get, you know, Gigantamax Pokemon. And that's what they did, and they planned for that. It wasn't just like, oh, crud, we didn't make the Gigantamax Pokemon very accessible. Oh, well, I guess we'll have to have a raid den event. It's like, no, that's how they designed the game. They designed the game so that for, like, a year afterwards, they would stagger release all the Gigantamax Pokemon into the game. And they also kind of planned the DLC. They didn't release the game and were like, oh, crud, well, maybe we'll make some DLC. It's like, no, that was, like, part of the plan. It came out, like, 6 months later. You don't just, like, stop making the game and then, like, start making it again. You know, it's like, no, these things are, like, planned and organized and it's just, you know, so it's like, they planned and organized all this stuff. And it's like, and so, but take out, I'll get back to the DLC in a second, but, like, again, they had all these events. Like, they had all the Raid Den events. And I remember when they had, like, I don't know if any of you guys participated in it, but they had the really fun Zeraora Raid Den event. And they also had, like, a Mewtwo one as well. I don't think I did the Mewtwo one, but I did the Zeraora one, where it was, like, you know, like, you have to beat, like, a tough Zeraora. And there was, like, a shiny Zeraora that you could fight. And there was just this whole thing where it was like, oh, like, for every player who beats a Zeraora, you will get given a free shiny Zeraora. And I have that free shiny Zeraora. But again, they had all these events, these things where it was like, you come back to the game, like, once a month to play the game. And for me, it's like, to look at Pokemon Sword and Shield and just, like, rate it based on, like, you know, what the game was like in, like, the 20th, you know, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd of November, 2019. That to me just seems like such an oversight. That's just not really looking at what Sword and Shield was. Sword and Shield wasn't just a bunch of games that came out in November 2019. They were a 3-year experience. And, like, that has to be factored in, I feel like. And I don't feel like people... And again, I talk about sort of, oh, there's a difference between, like, Nintendo fans and Pokemon fans. But this is me as a Pokemon fan saying that Nintendo fans, like, just don't get that about Sword and Shield. And it's like, but you can't measure Sword and Shield by something that it's not. That's the whole point. Part of Sword and Shield's, like, quote-unquote lacklusterness was because they knew that they were going to have DLC. They knew that they were going to have... like, these events releasing and stuff like that. Again, like I said, G-Max Pokemon are kind of hard to obtain in the game because they knew they were going to have a year's worth of events for them, you know? So, it's just like, you have to factor that in. And to me, it would be like if you got a Splatoon game and then you, like, stopped playing it before there was even a Splatfest or whatever. Like, the whole point, like, part of Splatoon is, like, it's an experience. You get the game, you play through some of the single player, you do some of the online, but then like you get these Splatfests every month or two, and that's like a big deal and a big event and a cool thing. And it's like, you know, like you wouldn't look at a Splatoon game and like not kind of factor in the Splatfests when if you were like saying how good, like if you're telling a friend like how much you like Splatoon, you wouldn't like not talk about the Splatfests, right? And so I feel like with Pokemon, with like Sword and Shield, you can't just ignore like all the events they had for the 3 years and like the DLC as well. Yes, they got rid of the national decks, but they made it so that you could obtain like over 600 Pokemon in the game, which is like more than any other Pokemon game has actually had obtainable in them. So it's like, well then why, like, you can catch more Pokemon than ever before. Like even like Legends Arceus, oh, like it's this game where like the whole focus is catching Pokemon. You can only catch like 200 or something, whereas in like Sword and Shield you can get 600. Like, and my voice is going high, but like, you know, you just, but it's just crazy that people kind of like close their eyes and cover, like, put their fingers in their ears and cover their eyes and go la 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 la. No, Sword and Shield, it only has like, it doesn't have a national dex, and the Gmax Pokemon are hard to get, and it's November 2019 all over again. La 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 la. It's like, no, you can't do that. I'm gonna check chat because right, so people reacted to the shiny, which is good. I think that was about where I last was. Hello. Okay, so let's see. Hang on. Where did we get to? And then the only shiny Drifloon you found exploded on. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry. How fitting to look behind you to find a ghost. I know, right? Let's see. Oh, okay, good. People got the Wind Waker reference. Let's see. Muppet Show, but it's all Banat. I'll say why I used a Muppet reference to Banat in a sec as well. It's like a UK thing. People outside the UK wouldn't really know about it, but still think the Crown Tundra was the far better DLC of the two. Yeah, Crown Tundra was definitely... The first one kind of like just made a load of stuff easier, like training up Pokemon and you know, like EVs and making a Pokemon that can Gigantamax into a Gigantamax one and all this other stuff. So but the first one, yeah, like when you like go back to it, the first DLC, it's like it's got some stuff to do, but yeah, it's kind of more about just like adding some quality of life features to the game and not really about like the actual content the way that like Crown Tundra is. And the Crown Tundra, just like its map is more interesting and stuff like that. So let's see. Peony and Neo were great. I agree. They're awesome. And then I think actually that's kind of pretty much caught up. Okay, a mainline Pokemon game would need more than 2 to 3 years and a far bigger amount of hardware on a console and Switch to get all the Pokemon in it. Exactly, Miss Wannykins. Exactly. Like, I don't think... I know that, like, I don't know, games like Xenoblade and Legend of Zelda, they do have a lot of different enemies and a lot of different enemy reactions and animations and patterns and stuff. But does Breath of the Wild have, like, 1,000 different things in it? I mean, maybe it does. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But my gut feeling is no. I would say, you know, like if you take like the photo decks in the photo thing in Breath of the Wild, like I don't think there's even like there may be like 1,000 things you can take a picture of. But yeah, I don't know. Come on, ban it. So yeah, that was my Wind Waker reference. But then, oh yeah, the Muppet reference. So the Muppet reference, I don't actually think of that as a Muppet reference. I feel like I have said this before, so forgive me if I have. Forgive me if I'm repeating stories. But in the UK, there was this like little sort of sandwich cookie kind of thing. It was like these 2 plain biscuits, but they have like holes cut in them in the shape of a smiley face. And then to sandwich the two cookies together, you had a chocolate layer. So like the eyes and the smile of the face would be chocolate. So they had this sort of like this sandwich cookie with like a chocolate filling, and they were called BN biscuits, but they were just BN. But for the ad campaign, they had like BN, so it's like BN, do 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 do, BN, do 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 do. So I always think, so I don't think of that as a Muppet thing, because I don't think I'd really ever heard the Muppet thing before I heard the BN song. So, sorry, when I say just like it's just BN, I just mean the letters BN. It's not like the German BN, which means good, but just BN, but like BN, do 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 do. BN. But that was like my first exposure to like that tune. So I always think of the BN biscuits instead of the Muppets. I thought I saw another Drifloon there, and I was just like, please, no, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. I want my Bannet. My Bannet. What happens if I go over here, actually? I feel like the further I go this way, the fewer of them I see, but let's see what happens if we do go in this field. Oh, Bannet. Because if they appear more easily over here, then we'll stick over here. Hang on a sec. Oh, Sinisty. Bannet. But no! The little Sinisties, they're so tiny, I can't see them on the television. I can see them in handheld, but on television it's harder. Yeah, not BN as in like the German for like good, but yeah, just BN the letters. I'm not gonna read Kevin's comment out loud. Not that I'm like, mods, get him. I'm not gonna read it out loud, but that is fascinating. I'll probably look into that claim later, because that is quite the claim, and it's like that is quite a well, now I need to hear the rest of the story kind of sentence about that song. It's basically about the origin of the Manamana song, I'm assuming, unless I mentioned some other song. But if you're referencing the Muppet Manamana, and the origins and what it was originally intended for, then that is really something. Oh, okay. But yes. Okay. So, this. I'm hoping that this should be quite obvious if we see a Bannet. I'm hoping it'll be quite noticeable. It's quite hard because there are things like these flowers are the kind of color that I'm expecting to see. So if I see the flowers, I'm like, I see blue, and then it's like, oh wait. I'm kind of surprised actually, Kevin, that you're able to type that, because I do have a list of banned words, and a word that's similar to one of the words you typed, I feel like might be on the banned list, and I might need to check it's on the banned list actually, but I don't know, or I might add it to the banned list. But yeah, but don't worry, you're not in trouble or anything. Like what you said was a perfectly innocent and fine thing, and but I was just thinking of that. I was like, I'm kind of surprised there wasn't like a filter on that or something. But this seems to be the better place to look for Bannets. Like outside of the Sinisty, which I keep not seeing. I could see the two to the left, but not that one. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we've got Grievard and Houndstone. And then, let's see. Oh, gosh. One reason I am getting a little bit tired of shiny hunts and why I might consider finding something else to do for our streams until the DLC comes out. I just want to check that. Is as well, I have to like spend every day like hunting for Herba Mystica, and the thing is, I think like the salty and the spicy are like the best ones. But it's just hard because you don't always get them, and I'm sort of running out of like to do a shiny hunt on a Saturday, it takes quite a lot of Herba Mystica. Like, I need to use, like, you know, I need to make, like, 4 or 5 sandwiches or something, and that is quite a lot of Herba Mystica, and it means I have to, like, really grind throughout the week to get Herba Mystica. And so it's just quite hard to sort of do all that grinding every week. And there was another point I was going to make to this as well. But yeah, there's a point. Oh yeah, no. So it sort of, so I have to like sort of spend like every day going around checking raid dens and stuff like that. And that can just be a bit of like a tiresome or tedious thing at times. So I don't know, but I also don't know what to do in like the next few weeks though. If I don't do shiny hunts, it's like, what can I do? Unless I just do some like SNES games or something, but and it's just really hard to know what the deal with the strikes is at the moment. There was like some kind of update this morning, but I'm not really sure what it was, to be honest. It wasn't really laid out clearly, and that's the thing, we may end up going back on strike for all the TV and movie stuff, because the deal they came up with was like not good enough. And when I say they, I mean the union, not the one time I'm not blaming the studios, but I'm still kind of blaming the studios, because the studios could have said, okay, fine, we won't do AI, whereas they were still like, how about some AI? And by some, we mean potentially a lot of it. And yeah, our negotiators were kind of like, well, that's okay then. And it's like, no, I kid. They weren't quite like that. But unfortunately, their focus was too much on like monetizing AI, whereas what people kind of want is to just not really have it, or to only allow it in like very particular circumstances, and not and just not really have any loose language where it could be exploited. And they just didn't really come up with that from the sounds of it. Like, it sounds like, hey, if you die, they've got your likeness forever, and it's like, well, I don't want that. You know, but I don't want like AI generated Beau. He'll just never shut up making cramming Jersey Mike's jokes. At least I know when to shut up about them. At least I know to like, okay, give it a few weeks before you make that reference. AI Beau won't know that. So there we go. Okay. Oh gosh, it's nearly daytime. Oh no, 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 if it's daytime, that means Bannet is going to stop appearing. No, no. How long we got left on the sandwich? 9 minutes, no. Okay, if ghosts stop appearing, I have a backup plan though, okay? Don't worry, I did plan for this. But I really wanted shiny Bannet before the sun came up. I really wanted the shiny Bannet. Bannet. So yeah, but we'll see how like streams go and stuff like that, and what the situation is. But yeah, I might figure out something else to do until we have the DLC. Maybe we will try that Luigi's Mansion. Actually, no, because I think that'll take too many episodes. But yeah, we'll figure something out. Something to do in the meantime. Whether it's more shiny hunting or something else. Chat, I think the Bannets might have stopped appearing. I don't. Oh no, there's one. There's a new one. That's a new one. Okay. Oh, and those are new ones. Bannet. But no, that's a Driftbun. But none of them are gold, are they? Okay. Bannet. And part of, actually, the whole reason I went into that whole chat was to set up one joke. What's the silly thing about the whole AI thing is, if the studios were clever, which unfortunately they're not, they would kind of realize that people profoundly don't want this. Like, people don't want AI, like, generated characters and background characters in movies, and they don't want, like, actors to not like act. It's just so like, it kind of just shows how greedy they are. It's like, yeah, but it costs less money. It's like, yeah, but no one wants it. Yeah, but we can spend less money doing it. Yeah, but no one wants it. You know, it's I don't know. It's very silly. It's like, yeah, sure, you can spend less money on anything. McDonald's can spend less money. Like, it's like McDonald's like could be like, hey guys, we could save money if we just don't buy beef anymore. It's like, yes, you'd save money, but then you'd lose money because that's what people go to you for. Like, you know, so there's a thing a bit like that, just to get political for a second here. There's a thing like that a few weeks ago where basically, you know, there've been a lot of deals and stuff going on in America. Okay, the bannets have stopped appearing now. So there was a deal a few weeks ago proposed, because they're basically trying to come up with like budgets and stuff at the minute, and there are like threats of like the government shutting down because they can't agree on like a spending bill. And one side of the party, I won't say who, but it rhymes with Schmushmublicans. The Schmushmublicans were trying to say, let's take money away from the IRS. The IRS being the sort of tax people here in America. And it's like, well, yeah, you can take money away from the IRS, but the IRS is how this country, like, makes its money. You need the people to... You need, like... The government makes money from, like, taxing people. That's how you, like, fund everything. And, yeah, if you don't have the people who, like, collect your money for you, then you're not gonna have any money. Right? Like, it's just stupid. And again, it's just, like, if McDonald's, like, you know, it's just, like, yes, McDonald's could, you know, like, save money from not getting beef, but then they wouldn't have a product to sell. Oh, this is going to be harder to do than I thought, isn't it? Oh, this is going to be harder. I thought this was going to be a bit easier, but no, it's going to be harder than I thought, isn't it? Luckily, it's not too windy, but yeah, this was my backup plan. I was like, if it gets to daytime, we can hunt for Bramblin. Because Bramblin... I'm not sure how easy they're going to be to spot, though, is the only thing. They have, like, a minty tip instead of yellow, but I don't know from, like, a distance how hard that would be to spot. And if they're asleep, the sleep ZZZs are, like, all an aquatic blue type color, which is also hard to spot, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, so you see those Zs, like, they kind of look like aqua blue. But anyway, yeah, if you take money away from the IRS, then you're not going to be able to make money for, like, everything else. So it's like, yeah, sure, like, we need to maybe cut down on some spending, but you don't cut out the thing that makes you your money. And so I can't really remember the point I was making in the first place. But still, what was the point that got me onto this about, like, the McDonald's metaphor? Because that's where I came up with the McDonald's metaphor a few weeks ago. I was thinking about this, like, IRS thing, and I was just like, well, that's stupid. But oh, but AI, thank you. I was like, what was I talking about? AI. See, could AI Beau get lost this way? Well, probably. He probably would be as unfocused. But the point is that, you know, people don't, like, that's like people, like actors and scripts and stuff. Like, people don't just want content. That's the thing, which I think these studios sort of don't seem to get what their own product is. And it's like, no, your product is sort of like art and or entertainment. People don't want, like, content. I know that people do, like, put on a television program in the background whilst they clean or look up social media on their phone, and Netflix has, like, deliberately tried to make programs that are good for, like, background watching, which is kind of weird. Again, I would personally try and make something that's so good that people can't help but put down their phones to watch it. Like, that's kind of what I would try and aim for. You know, I mean, I hope that I'm, you know, good background for you guys whilst you do something else, but hopefully there are also times and ways and games, like, you know, particularly for, like, shiny hunts or whatever, it's, you know, this is definitely more background content. But when I play, like, the Mario 3 and Mario World and the more heavy action games or whatever, hopefully, you know, you're a bit more engaged. But, like, these people don't seem to realize, like, what their product is, like why people enjoy their service. And it's like, well, they like it because they like good shows with good writing and good acting, and you're not going to get that with a bunch of generic looking people making generic faces saying generic things because a generic script generated that generic text. Like it just, but it's so weird. Like I feel weird having to explain that out loud because you guys know all that. Like I'm not trying to like educate you guys. I'm just vocalizing the thing that we all collectively know. But it's kind of like, well, how can the head of Netflix and Warner Bros and all these other institutions not know that as well? Like, why do they need to be sent this clip of this stream to explain that to them? It's just very weird. Very weird. Okay, how long do we have left? 2 minutes. Okay. Is there a mint heart or a mint emoji? I don't know. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Also, we'll be able to see a flush of green on the bottom for the shiny. The shiny does have like a flush of green on the bottom instead of a dark brown, which is something. But, okay. You look yellow. And you look yellow. And you look yellow. I think you can get Bramblin in other places, actually. Like, I think on the mountains, actually, you can find them as well. Not just in the desert. So, it probably would be easier to look for them in those other places. But I just knew they'd spawn here in the desert if we had a ghost sandwich go in. So I was like, let's just go to the desert. Because we'll go for a cacturn in a minute as well. Once this sandwich is done, we'll kind of head over to the cacturn spawn point, and then well, not that cacturn. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean this particular guy right here, but yeah, I don't know. But anyway, these people don't really seem to understand what their own appeal is, or what their product, why people like their product, and that's just kind of crazy, really, when you get down to it. But oh well. It makes you wonder how the heck they got in charge of a company if they don't seem to know anything about their company. It'd be like, wait, Coca-Cola's a drink? I thought this was a hardware company. It's like, what? You know, like, I don't know. Okay. Hang on, you're not minty, are you? No. But that's the thing, it's so hard, like, from a distance to see. Like, I have to run up to each and every one of these, like, individually to see, like, nope. I suppose I could send out Meowscarada. But that's why I'm sort of getting a bit fed up with shiny hunting, because I'm having to do more shiny hunts like this, where I have to, like, run up and be like, no. Like, no. Okay, right, that is the hunt over. So that was unfortunately a bit of an unsuccessful one, because we didn't get the Shuppet. Boo, no Shuppet. Okay. So let me catch up on chat quickly, and then we will... Adrian, hello! You don't care if they can algorithmically generate a movie. Why would I want to watch this? Like, calculate for humans movie. Exactly, Adrian. That's what I mean. Like basically... And yeah, an AI-generated movie, that's a really good way of putting it, Adrian. Like, an AI-generated movie would kind of almost like... It's kind of almost like ticking a bunch of boxes. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, okay, rom-com set in New York with, like, an explosion 2/3 of the way through. It's kind of just like... It's just sort of ticking boxes and being like... Oh, this is what humans like, yes? This is what people like and enjoy, yes? And it's like, no, you know, I don't know. So it's just this weird and funny old thing, and I don't know. So we'll see how it goes, but it's very and then yeah, the Acme versus the Coyote versus Acme thing was so poetic. I know that was really brilliant. For those who don't know, there was like a Wile E. Coyote movie that Warner Bros had that they were like, we're shelving this for tax purposes, which is a bit like, can you just announce that out loud? Like, we're going to deliberately not release a movie to claim it as a tax thing. It's like, well, how can you claim it as a tax thing if you're saying you're not going to release it? Like, if you had a movie where you're like, oh no, we planned to release this, but like, oh, we just couldn't for this reason. Yes, like, write it off as a tax thing. But if you're like, yeah, we never intend to do anything about this, that doesn't seem like we never intended to make any money on this. That doesn't seem like something you can write off as a tax thing. Like, if I like bought a load of video games and I said I'm gonna play these on, like, sort of, and I said on my tax form I'm gonna play these on stream, but when I was buying them I never had any intention of playing them on stream. Like, I am never playing this game on stream, but I'm gonna say on my taxes that I do. I could get in trouble for that, so I don't get why you could do that with a movie. But anyway, Buck. But they were like, oh, we're not going to release this movie. And then people who had kind of like seen the movie and stuff like that, because it was like a completed movie or a nearly completed movie, said like, this movie's really fun and like, what the heck are you doing and stuff like that. And the whole internet went crazy about it. And now they're going to like shop it around to someone else to release. And yes, so, anyway, let's see. Hang on. Wow, I missed a lot of chat. Sorry, I was looking very hard at those brambles. Hang on, let's see. Hang on, cats are fancy. Dumb question for chat. Can you get more than one Herba Mystica from raids in a day? Yes, you can. I will answer that question properly in a minute. But let's see. Hang on. I missed loads of chat. You guys are very chatty today. And I mean that in a good way. I don't mean that in a, like, chat, like, slow down. Watch AI Beau have better shiny luck than real Beau. Kevin. That's funny. But that's annoying. But that's funny. Like, that's so true. That angers me. But anyway. Okay. Did the DLC or trailers announce anything like infinite mode, like the Dynamax Adventures? Oh, good question. No, it's sort of just said about there's like a new Elite Four, and that's kind of it. And it's like, are you going to be able to fight them like again and again, or what's kind of like the appeal with them? Are they just like hard trainers? Like, oh, here are some hard trainers. I don't know. Very Curse You Beau. That song is now playing in my head. I can't remember what song I was singing. They think that like tech bros on Twitter are like public consensus. Yeah. Like, and again, Adrian, you're making a heck of a lot of good points here today. Let's see. People liked the Schmushmublicans. Good. I liked that too. Let's see. Hang on a sec. I just want to, before I make this next sandwich. Hang on, what time? Wow, how are we like an hour and 45 in, but we've only done 2 sandwiches. Anyway, canning modern cartoons. Yeah, Warner Bros. Have like gotten rid of like a lot of animation. It's really Shuppet the Muppet. But there we go. So I mean, I do kind of think about it because of the Muppet thing as well. But like, so it's funny because there's like Shuppet and Muppet, which is kind of why I think of like the Mana Mana. But Mana Mana, I don't really think of as a Muppet thing, so it's a very weird thing. Let's see. Okay, right. Okay, so I think that's kind of caught up. We had the question about Herba Mystica, and then I'll get into the other topic I wanted to talk about today that I started to set up, and then anyway, Bark. But no. So you can. One piece of advice I do have is, if you have the DLC, do raids in the DLC region. So if I just open up my map, I feel like when I do the raids in Kitakami, so like, you know, like these two and like these ones and then like all of these ones, and this map is like really laggy. I don't know why. But I feel like when I do the DLC raids, they have to be 5-star or like this 6-star one, but they have to be 5 or 6-star. But I feel like I have better luck with 5-star than 6-star. I will just say that. But like 5 and 6-star, I tend to get like a lot of Herba Mystica. If I just go on my albums quickly, I can show you. Because for some reason, I get into the habit of like taking screenshots of... I think these were 2 separate Yeah, these are two separate Victory Bell raids. But look, spicy, spicy. And I think if I... Hang on, let me just check. That's 1711, 1044, 1711, 943. So those are two separate raids. I got spicy Herba Mystica on both. Hang on, let's just see. So these were some violet ones. So I got like an Indeedee and a Clauncher. I think the Clauncher I didn't get Herba Mystica on. I don't know why. But hang on, here we go. So look, spicy. I got two salties here. But look, this was on the 14th. This was on the 14th. And this was on the 14th. So look, that's like 4 Herba Mystica right there. All on the 14th. There I got 2 in one go. That was on the 14th. That was on Violet, in fairness, though. And that wasn't in the Kitakami. But look, a lot of these ones in Scarlet... Oh, no. I was going to say, a lot of these ones in Scarlet are from Kitakami. But that's because in Scarlet, in Scarlet, I only hunt in Kitakami now. In Violet, I do both because I've got the Ice types only rule. So, but I got Gudra this week. That's kind of cool. And I also got Beartic, which that looks just the same to me. But if I show you a Cubchoo, that looks different. But then after that, it all went downhill. Okay, so anyway, so you can get lots of Herba Mystica, like even in... Actually, hang on, if I just do one... Hang on. I think there was like some raid that I did a while back where I got like... There was a raid I did, I feel like somewhat recently, where I got like... I want to say I got like 4 or so... Sorry, this is all Mario Kart. Maybe I don't have the screenshot. Oh, no, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Here was like a Dusk Noir where I got 3 Herba Mystica in one go. Again, these are all like Kitakami. Was this like 2? Yeah, spicy and salty. So if you have the DLC, I feel like I get more in the DLC for some reason. I could be wrong. But yeah, I just feel like I get more for whatever reason. Okay, so... okay, so we're seeing Cacneas. That's good. That's what I want to see. I hope he gets one and we make up, to be honest. Okay, so hang on. Let me just check one thing. I'm just going to check my grass sandwich recipe. Because... the burger sandwich is too tall and we'll just end up with a tofu situation. Although, messing up the sandwich got us more shinies, more desired shinies than not getting it. But, no, hang on, that's the wrong thing. A salty and a sour. Okay, we can do that. Salty and a sour. And then I'm just going to get a picture of Cacnea up on my phone. Even though I know exactly what it looks like, I'm still going to get a picture up of it because it's just how I roll. Okay. It's going to be sand colored, like, salty and sour, 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 salty and sour. Hang on, I couldn't remember whether I saved or not, so I'm going to save the game 50 bajillion times and then we'll do a picnic. Okay. Lexi, welcome back from the lurker dungeon. Okay, so make a sandwich. We'll do the more minimalistic one. Lettuce, and then salty sour. There we go. Okay, so we're going to put one there. I'm going to put one there. And we're going to put one there. Oh, gosh, that nearly fell apart anyway. Okay, there we go. And we actually put a lid on our sandwich. Woo! Okay, I wanted to talk about another... I said I wanted to talk about another thing today, so I was trying to start talking about it now. So I just spent a while talking about raids. About how I do them for Herba Mystica. This is actually a nice little segue. And speaking of raids, this episode is sponsored by Raycon earbuds. No, it's not sponsored by Raycon, and it's not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends either. It's not sponsored at all. But I actually did want to talk about... I realized that I've kind of been making jokes about sponsors for a while. And I've sort of said, like, I'm not actually, I think I've sort of always said the line, like, I'm not actually, like, averse to sponsors. Like, I don't make the joke because I, like, think sponsors are dumb or anything like that. Here we go, Cacneas. I want the Cacneas. I don't want the Capsikids. I want the Cacneas. But that's the thing. You get Cacneas more in, like, this. For some reason, it's, like, specific to, like, this part of the desert that you get more Cacneas. Like you can see the town there, and you can run here. But if I went too far north, we'd start getting loads of Capsikids. So you want to just kind of stick to, like, over here generally. I have Capsikid and its evolved form, whose name is escaping me right now, Scovillain. So I don't need them, so I'm not going to pay too much attention to them, or I am just going to kind of ignore them. Like, because there is a good chance that one of them could be shiny and that I miss it, but I'm not going to worry too much about that because I do already have them. Neo, got any shinies? What are we hunting now? So I got a Drifloon, an inadvertent Drifloon, but we didn't get Shuppet and we didn't get a Bramblin. And Wasabi, hello, welcome. So we're now hunting for a Cacnea. In this part of the desert, I was just sort of explaining, this part of the desert is quite good for Cacnea spawning for some reason, and you don't get as many Capsikids spawning. Oh, those are Bramblins. Oh yeah, we can also get Bramblin as well. So that's the thing. Once we're done getting Cacnea, we could maybe hunt for some Bramblins as well. So that's that was part of my plan. Like, there was a method to doing Zangoose, then Shuppet, then Bramblin, then Cacnea, because we can then also go back for more Bramblin if we need to. But hopefully we'll get our Cacneas and our Cacturns. It'd be nice if we got a straight up Cacturn and a straight up Cacnea, so we didn't even need to evolve one, but we'll see how it goes. The nice thing about Cacnea is we should be able to see it from a distance, although this lighting is horrendous. And so I can't even see their colors from a distance. Like, I think that is green. Yeah, that's green. But yeah. I just wish these Pokemon popped out against the background a little bit better. That's all I want. Anyway, Bark. No, so I'm not averse to sponsors, but I realize I've never talked about it. It's actually something I would like to talk about, if that's okay. And it's my stream, so, and I can't actually hear you guys, so, and I'm not looking at chat right now, so I'm just going to carry on talking about it. Like, you're probably all typing, no, we don't want to hear about it. But I'm now going to talk about it anyway, and just keep not looking at chat and pretend that you don't exist. La 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 la. Look at me, I'm a person who doesn't like Sword and Shield. La 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 la. Anyway, Bark. Sorry, I do get, sometimes when people, like, criticize Pokemon games, they just criticize them for, like, very stupid reasons or because they ignore things. Like, it's not like, oh, it has this thing and then that's just not personally to my taste, or it's like, oh, the game is buggy. It's just like, oh, well, there's this thing, and it's like, yeah, but you haven't mentioned this thing or 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 that thing or that thing or this thing. But anyway, so sponsors. So obviously I am in no place where I am popular enough to really, like, have sponsors or anything like that, and that's okay. We're still a small channel or whatever at the minute, or smallish, I should say. We're not small, we're just small-ish. Anyway, Bark. But still, but no. Here's my thing about sponsors. I am not averse to doing, like, say, sponsored videos or sponsored streams or whatever. But my thing about them, and again, I could totally go back on this and someday do the exact opposite of what I am saying now. And if I do, please don't just automatically jump to me being a hypocrite. This is just me saying how I feel right here, right now, and what I kind of ideally hope for, but also as well, reality might mean that this isn't a feasible thing. But, but anyway, I do have, like, another career, so, like, i.e. my voiceover career. So I'm not in some desperate position where I, like, need to take absolutely every sponsor that throws itself my way or anything like that, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say, like, I wouldn't be in a position that, like, other YouTube channels are in, where they really need to have, like, they need to have their sponsors, they need to have their ad revenue, they need to have their Patreon, because, like, like YouTube is their career, right? And so I totally get that. I totally respect that. And so also as well, any of these things I say, I'm not throwing shade at like YouTubers who take sponsorships or anything like that. Again, I turn it into a joke, but it's not a mocking joke. It's just a silly joke. But my thing about the sponsors is, here's the thing. I watch a lot of YouTube. I don't know how much YouTube you guys watch, but I do watch a lot of YouTube. And I watch a bunch of different things on YouTube. I watch a lot of Pokemon and Nintendo content. I watch a lot of political stuff, as I've talked about. Those shmushmub. How else would I know so much about the shmushmublicans? And then I watch cooking stuff as well. So I have these like different things and interests that I watch on YouTube. But even across these different interests, you still see a lot of the same sponsors. And you see a lot of the same sort of types of sponsorship segments and scripts and stuff like that. And obviously, an advertiser's job is to get out to as many people as possible. But one of the problems is you do get like a lot of these scripts where they're kind of written in a way to sound like an endorsement, but they're so heavily scripted that they're clearly like not a genuine endorsement. And what I mean by like a genuine endorsement is I just mean they're kind of written in a way where it's like, hey guys, so I've been using this product recently and like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Like they're kind of written to sort of come across that way, but when you watch a bunch of other people say like the exact same thing, and they're like not actors either, so they're kind of just reading it. It sort of kind of it kind of takes some of the magic out, and it's one of those things where it's like, look, if I'm gonna sort of like advertise a product to people, kind of like me as Beau Bridgeland. This is different than me doing a voiceover for a product, which I'll get to in a second. But if I was being like, hi guys, I'm Beau, and I've recently been trying this product, and I really like it, and I think, if you guys have the money for it, you guys might like it too. I want that to come across as genuine, and I'd like to think of myself as quite a genuine person, and that even if I had like a popular product that you've seen a bajillion times advertised, and I said I've used it and I like it, you would be like, I trust that he uses it and he likes it. But that's kind of the thing. I wouldn't want to just accept a product that I've like never used, or where it's like, oh, can you like play this mobile game on a stream? We'll like pay you to do it. And it's kind of like, I don't really want to do that. I only would want to sort of promote things that I like and I believe in. But then similarly, some of these products, you see them so much as well. This is another aspect of it, and I probably should have said this first, but another aspect as well is, I bet a bunch of you guys, and feel free to play this game in the chat, could list a whole bunch of sponsors or products or whatever that you've seen across like multiple YouTube channels multiple times, right? You could name a product or a service. You could probably like each put a chat where you like name like 3 or more things where you've seen like, yeah, I've seen this particular sponsor in a lot of different YouTube videos. And one of my things is, well, it's kind of one of those things where some of these products, like, they've been around advertising for so long. I imagine a lot of people either have them or use them, or have kind of made their decision not to use them, kind of thing. Like there are a lot of like VPNs out there, and so it's like, hey, if you're a person who uses a VPN, you probably already have a VPN. Like if you're a person who would use a VPN, you've probably already got one, and you probably already have one that's a favorite. And it's just one of those things where it's like, if I advertised one of those VPNs, would any of you really get them? Because it's like, you're either going to have one already, or you're going to be like, I'm not really like a VPN person. I don't need a VPN. Like, is me advertising a VPN really going to like make much of a difference? Like, are a load of people going to be like, with the sort of quite small audience I have, are people going to be like, well, I've seen like 30 different YouTubers advertise this VPN, but now that Beau's said it, I'll get it, kind of thing. Like, say if like it's based on like commission or something, it's like, well, I imagine a lot of, if any of you guys have ever wanted any of the many VPNs that advertise on sponsors, you probably have it already, or like, or you're not gonna like suddenly get it because I've told you to get one or whatever. So I kind of have this thing where it's like, well, am I gonna really make a difference? Am I really gonna give someone a product that they want that I truly believe in? And do I really just want to be like the 571st person to have advertised that product? So, you know, so for me, I think if I did a sponsor, it would have to be for something where I really love it and believe in it. I would not feel like I'm ripping people off because I don't have a whole lot of money. It's why I don't have a lot of the products that are used on YouTube sponsors. Funnily enough, there's actually like a YouTube sponsor product that I might buy in the next few weeks because it's like, Christmas is coming up, and you know, I might get one of those because it will save me money in the long run if I get it, kind of thing. But yeah, I don't have all these things like VPNs and meal kit services and everything else because it's just they're probably a bit too expensive for me if I like had all of them. And maybe they're a bit expensive for you guys too. I don't know. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But still, it's just one of these things where it's like, well, I'd want to believe in something that I'm selling and not just be like the 571st person to tell you about it. And so, and also as well, oh, that cacnea, it looked so yellow for a second because of the sand that was covering it from the sandstorm. But how long do we have left? Okay, 19. Okay, this is fine. Okay. But then as well, I kind of wouldn't want something where it's like too heavily scripted. And I know the joke there. This is where I tie back into the voiceover thing. It's like, but Beau, aren't you a voice actor? Isn't your job to read out scripts out loud your whole job? And it's like, yes, no, it is. And I could take some of these very scripted things and make you think that I'm using that product and that these are my own words, kind of thing. Like if you hadn't heard a bunch of other YouTubers read these highly scripted things, you could almost believe that they are my own words. I do have that, as a voice actor, that is kind of what I do for a living. I'm able to take someone else's words and make them feel like they're coming out of my brain and my mouth. But like, or at least that's the goal. Maybe I don't. Maybe you're like, no, Beau, like I can hear that you're reading. Then that means I suck. But generally, I like to think that I can convey that. Sort of thing. But still, that I am experiencing those things. But it's one of those things where I wouldn't want something that's like so super duper heavily scripted, because I feel like for a YouTube sponsor, it's a different thing. For a YouTube sponsor, I want to make this distinction important. I want to make this distinction clear. I feel like there's a big difference between like a YouTube sponsorship versus doing like a voiceover for a commercial. There is a difference between like getting George Clooney to play a George Clooney-esque character in a coffee commercial and being like, I use coffee pods to make coffee, kind of thing. Like we all know it's like not George Clooney if we're watching that advert. Whereas if George Clooney had a YouTube channel and he was like, hey there guys, I'm George Clooney and I want to offer you guys this amazing coffee today. It comes in these little pods, you just pop them in your coffee machine, and 3 minutes later, voila, you have delicious coffee. Those are two very different things, right? One of those things is like, hey, here's a scene that portrays what this coffee could be like for you. The kind of like, oh, it's rich and aromatic and dark and yummy. Sorry, I have wandered way off from the cacnea spawning location. It's because every once in a while I'll like see a cacnea and I'll be like, oh, this is fine. So I need to go back this way, I think. But there is a big difference between having George Clooney, like, sort of play a character in a scene with multiple cameras set up where it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like George Clooney, but it's like, it's not a real version of George Clooney, versus George Clooney looking into a webcam and being like, hey guys, I want to tell you about this coffee product. There's like a 10% sale for Black Friday or whatever, right? Like, there's a difference between those two things. One of those things is like, here's something that is fake, but is kind of, it's hopefully still evoking something. It's still kind of evoking a truth about the product. And then there's like if you're watching like an advert for like paper towels, right? Like, oh no, this person has spilled something in their kitchen. You know it's not a real person spilling something in their kitchen. You know that it's an actor, that it's kind of like it's painting a scenario. But if you've got a person saying, "Hi guys, like I use these paper towels, they're really good. They spill up, they soak up all kinds of spills and messes." Those are two very different things. One of those things is something that we know is fake, and another is something which is kind of meant to be kind of like, you know, like a believed testimony. Like there's a difference between a testimony and acting. And the thing about YouTube sponsorships is that a lot of them fall into the category of a testimonial, but a lot of them kind of lose a lot of that magic because they're so heavily scripted. And so if I were to do a YouTube sponsor, I think I would, ideally, I could just sell out someday, but hopefully, ideally, the Beau who I am right now wants it to be something where it kind of actually is genuinely a bit of a testimonial. And like maybe, yeah, they've given me a few bullet points of like data fact, you know, like, oh, it's this much, but there was a study done and there's this much of a percentage. Like, yeah, and I need to get those numbers correct. But in terms of me talking about how I feel about it, I want that to kind of be actually a testimonial and not just me reading words off a page, because I can read words off a page and make them sound pretty, and make it sound like it's a testimonial, but I want it to kind of be a testimonial. Like if you're going to give me something that sounds like a testimonial and where my audience is going to think that it's a testimonial, I want it to be a testimonial. Ideally. So, you know, I kind of want to be able to, I wouldn't want to be too tied down in like how I was allowed to kind of like positively uptalk these products. So that's kind of one thing. And then another thing is I don't want to be like the 571st person to promote a product. So, you know, I'd probably be more likely to advertise something where it's not as popular or as common, or where you're like, oh, I've not seen this YouTube sponsor before, you know? And every once in a while you get products like that. And I always enjoy those YouTube sponsor segments because I'm like, I've never seen these guys before. It's like, oh, they've obviously clearly like sought this person out, and like, you know, this person actually genuinely uses their products. Or sometimes I've seen like a product where they are on like multiple channels, but they're not on like every channel ever. And the people do genuinely seem to, you don't hear the exact same talking points and like phrases used every single time. And the one that gets me, and this is the final one that gets me, there are some things that are kind of written, and they're written quite testimony. Like, I can't explain this, and I want to think of a good fake example, because I don't want to like call out any companies, and hey, maybe someday I'll end up doing these sponsorships for them, so I won't burn a bridge just yet, but like sometimes you get these like YouTube sponsorships where they kind of almost have like an anecdote, right? And it sounds like a real anecdote. I'll make up a fake one, right? So I'll be like, guys, you can get like this real life Herba Mystica like toy, right? And you scan it with your Nintendo, like Herba Mystica amiibo, right? Let's say like Herba Mystica amiibo. Let's say that was a thing, and I got sponsored to do it. So this is our fake example. And say if I was like, you just tap the Herba Mystica amiibo on your Joy-Con, and like it will make like shiny Pokemon more likely to appear in the game. If I said something like, I tapped my Herba Mystica amiibo, and within 10 minutes, I got a shiny Cacnea, sort of thing. In you know, sort of in the Asado Desert. Is this place called Asado Desert? Yes, Asado Desert. I remembered stuff, yay. If I said that, that would be like, oh wow, so he like used this thing, and then like 10 minutes later, he got a shiny Cacnea. Now, if another YouTuber or streamer or whatever, like if Zach was like, hey guys, I want to promote a shiny Herba Mystica amiibo. You tap it against the thing. I went to the Asado Desert, and 10 minutes later, I caught a shiny Cacnea. You would then be like, well, hang on, Beau said the same thing. Like, and that's a highly specific thing to happen twice. Like, not just the same Pokemon, not just the same part of the region, but the same number of minutes as well. That's kind of weird. And there've been 1 or 2 YouTube sponsorships where I've kind of heard that, where it's like testimonially, and there's like an anecdote, right? So you think it's like, oh, they used this product and then this thing happened. But then you hear someone else say the exact same thing happened. And, like, there's a difference between saying, like... So this is where, again, this product wasn't, like, a weight loss product. But, like, there's a difference between saying, like, our users lost an average of however many pounds in the first month versus I used this product and I lost this particular amount of weight in a particular amount of time. If everyone said you know, our customer base loses this average amount of weight, that's like a statistic, that's fine. But if you say, I used this product, and when I used this product, this particular thing happened to me, if a load of other people all started saying this exact same particular thing happened to me as well, it's kind of like, well, if it's a very specific thing, then it kind of like, then I don't believe you. Then I think you're just sort of saying a talking point that's written on a script and not an actual thing that happened to you. So that's my philosophy on sponsorships. It's just that they rely on you as a recognizable person, and they border into the realm of testimony. And I think with testimony, you have to be more careful than if you're just like the actor hired to read a script or to play a character. And I know that I am an actor and that I do read scripts for a living and that I do play characters. But if someone ever sponsored this YouTube content, it wouldn't be me as a character. There would be that element of, I've used this product and it's really good, guys. And it's like, well, if I say that, I want to believe that, and I want that to be true, and I don't want to be the 600th person to say it. I kind of would maybe like it to be for something a little bit more niche, or that's a bit more like, oh yeah, like, I haven't really seen this sponsor around very much. Like, the fact that I haven't seen it much and that Beau's saying it's good, it must actually be pretty good, or that he must actually like it at the very least. Maybe it might not be for me, but he seems to like it. So that's kind of my philosophy. But anyway, I'm going to catch up on chat now, and just see what kind of stuff people have. Oh no, Kevin left. Bye, Kevin. Oh no. So hang on, let's see. Trevor just said a funny one. Yeah, like that one was around a lot, and then I saw a couple of videos of people saying like, is that one a scam? Again, I won't say it out loud, but let me just have a look. Zach, today's political debate is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. You know, I don't get so much Raid Shadow Legends on the political content that I watch. No, more for the video game people. I think I may have had it on the cooking though. Yep, that's an interesting one, Adrian. And I keep seeing that as well. People saying, I've used this product for years, and I'm so happy that they approached me to be a sponsor. And there's some where I kind of believe that, and there's some where I kind of don't believe that. Like, it's because some of the products, like, they're so big and they're so common and they're so popular that it's like, yeah, no, I could imagine. I mean, guys, I'll give you an example. Like, my website is a Squarespace website, right? So, and I've had a Squarespace website for 10 years. I have not been sponsored by Squarespace. I don't have like a Squarespace link or anything like that, but I have Squarespace. But like everyone and their mother has suggested Squarespace, which is why I don't have a Squarespace link, because I'm like, anyone who ever wants to get Squarespace will have Squarespace already. That's kind of my particular one. So, but that is genuinely one where it's like, I've used Squarespace for like 10 years, over 10 years, in fact. No, actually, no, 9 years, but still, it's a long time. But that's an interesting one, Adrian, because yeah, it's like, do I believe you? I don't know. But let's just see. Hang on, what happened with Wasabi? Oh, you passed the bar! I remember you talking about this. You're going to be an attorney. Oh, that's brilliant. Yay! Oh, that's excellent. I'm very happy to hear that. Congratulations. That is absolutely wonderful. I'm so sorry that I missed that. Okay, hang on. So let's just see. Hang on, I missed out on a lot of chat here. but I've never been like offered any sponsors or anything as well. I'll make that clear. It's not like I'm like turning them down left, right, and center, but yeah. Kevin, I like your sort of, you're like incorporating several into one comment. I like that. And then Adrian, I do like your that hopefully you know which one. I won't say it, but yeah, and then you've listed a bunch more of other ones, but I liked your joke one kind of thing. But let's see. But yeah, I mean, again, like there's just a lot, aren't there, where they show up on a lot of stuff. Yeah, oh my gosh, I've considered doing like a YouTube post where I kind of do them all, but Zach, yep, that's one which I don't think anyone else has said, but that one is on a lot of people's, like, again, like on a lot of gamer stuff, because it's like, oh, Japan kind of thing, like gamers like Japan, right? I do leave the sponsor segments running just because like it helps generate the people money, which would then mean they don't need the sponsors as much. But let's see. But yeah, bye Kevin. Sorry you only got to watch me get 2 shinies. But let's see. But yeah, that's like the YouTube sponsorship. It feels more personal. Like there is this kind of, it's not just like a fake thing created to evoke something or to give you an idea or something. Look, here is a staged scenario, like an advert, right, or commercial is like, here is like a staged scenario to kind of give you a sense of what our product might be like in real life. And whereas YouTube sponsorships aren't that. There is this kind of testament of like, hey, I've been using this and it's good. And it's like, but then that needs to be sincere. And so, but anyway, but let's just see. Oh, wasabi, you've been drinking that. That's really cool. That is what I'm very curious about. I'm not going to get it because I like water just as water. But they say I have seen them around a bunch because again I watch like cooking stuff, but that does seem like an interesting one, and it probably is like so kind of, oh crud, I just dropped my controller. It's so kind of, it sounds like such an interesting thing that I imagine like when people do try it, they're like, whoa, that's really interesting and weird. So yeah, so let's see, and then, okay, I think I've caught up on everything. Okay. Right, let's see what okay, 8 minute, oh gosh. Hopefully me dropping my controller didn't just like give my controllers like Joy-Con drift or anything. Okay, also I might sneeze in a second. Are we really not gonna get a shiny here? I mean, I know we're only hunting for the Cacturns, the Cacneas, and the Cacneas aren't showing up necessarily as much as some other Pokemon have done in the past, but like, is this really how this stream is gonna end? Well, not end, because we're not done yet, but, and we're not gonna be done in like 8 minutes either, but are we really just like not gonna, then again, I'm not looking close enough at these tumbleweeds, at the bramblins, am I? What was the other one we had? There was Shuppet and Zangoose. Oh, we could try and get a Crabrawler. Unfortunately, if we catch Crabrawler, I like literally don't have anything else to then get with the remainder of our shiny sandwich. Hang on a minute. You're not shiny, are you? No. Okay, that's fine. I think Bramblin's probably going to be easier to hunt in like the grass rather than the in the grass versus the desert though. Like they probably spawn more easily in the desert, but maybe we could try for Bramblin in like the mountains. Maybe we could have a quick look up and see where they spawn in the mountains. And then we could, oh, that could be a good idea. If it's daytime, we could do a hunt for Bramblin in the mountains, and then when it switches to nighttime, we could go back to the Bannets. That could be a good idea for what to do next. And then we could try Crabrawler, because I think if we go for Crabrawler, we'll get Crabrawler. We've always kind of gone for Crabrawler at the end of another sandwich, which is why we've like not really had a whole lot of luck getting one. We've always like gone for Annihilate, and then we get the sandwich. Oh, and when I sort of say about like I'm not sure how sincere people are about these products, I'm not saying that I don't think these products are good products. I want to make that clear. I think a lot of these products probably are pretty good for the most part. And a lot of them genuinely sound pretty interesting. And they're things where it's like, if I had a lot of money, I'd probably get most of them. But there was that one scammy one that was mentioned in the comments. Again, I won't say these things out loud, but there was one that was mentioned in the comment. That one which is like, I'm sure that's a scam where, and it's quite, I'll just say as a person from the UK, it was quite relevant to me in some ways. That one I did look at and I was like, that seems weird and what? I don't know, man. But anyway, Bark. Oh, Cacnea! Yes! Cacnea blends in with the sand, which means we've probably seen like a bajillion of them and not realized. But okay, we got it. We got our Sandnia. Sandnia! This is exactly how the, I feel like there was a shiny like this a week or two ago where we were like a few minutes left and it was like, oh, I don't think we're going to get it, chat. And then like, hey, we got it. There we go. We got Sandnia. Guys, is there a sand emoji? Put like a sand emoji in chat. We'll see if we can get another Cacnea in the like, what, 4 minutes we have? 5 minutes we have left. We have 5 minutes. Sand emojis in the chat. Sand emojis. Can I just say, that was a very good shiny. It fits. Like, it's a desert Pokemon. Make it kind of like sandy colored. I like it. Sandy cheeks. Okay. Anyway, Bark. Oh, the sun is really going down now. Oh, we might have time to just hunt for Shuppet and ban it just as is. But that was like sunny a minute ago. I don't get how. I don't get how it's gotten so like nighttime-y so quickly in game. But yeah, but a lot of these products, apart from that one where I was like, that seems kind of weird, and like, why would you get that for anyone? Aside from that, I think that, you know, like, a lot of them seem like good products. And like I said, there is actually, like, one that I'm going to be getting in a few weeks. I'll let you know how it goes, if it goes well, and if I like it. But it's a thing where it's like, oh, man, I'm really fed up with so-and-so, and I keep seeing that YouTube ad for blah, 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 and I think it might be really good, and just what I need, just what they needed. So I might get it. I might invest. So we'll see how it goes. Have fun guessing which YouTube sponsor it is. We'll play that game in a few weeks. I'll be like, chat, remember I said I wanted to try a YouTube sponsor? Like try out the product? You're not minty, are you? I think that's just poor lighting. Yeah. Whoa, look at all those Whoa, Michael David, you found a cactus emoji and sand. Wow. You found like a whole desert emoji. That's very cool. Thank you very much. That's brilliant. I love that. Congrats, like, please, like, shiny noise. Again, I would be happy with, like, sparkles and, like, a bit like the sort of Terra noise. As I get close to this Terra Pokemon, there will be a noise that you can hear very faintly. And if you had a noise like that, but that was louder, so it wasn't like a bring! Like, people hate the phone because it, like, scares the bejeebus out to you. That's why people don't like the telephone. And notifications, and people put their phones on silent and stuff like that. But if you just have like a sort of gradually creeping in background noise like that, but it does actually get louder, that would be so good. I just want that in my sparkles. Like I want my Pokemon Let's Go sparkles with my louder terrestrialized Pokemon background noise. That's all I want. That's all I want. But yeah. So I'll let you know how that goes if I do end up getting that product. But yeah, like, but it's just this thing where, you know, so if I ever do them, if I ever get big enough or I get offered them, I kind of would want to do the ones that you haven't seen a bajillion times and that and that, you know, I think might genuinely be like good for people, and that I like, and it's like I like this thing and you might like it too, and that's it. But yeah, so I mean, I'll give you an example of something which, like, it sounds perfect. I don't mean like I want this particular sponsor to sponsor me, but like for anyone who has ever watched videos by Madrybread, he does like a Pokemon challenge like kind of almost every Saturday. He like didn't have sponsors for like a really long time, and then he got sponsored by a company called Chimera, and they do like clothing and stuff. And basically it was like the person who like owns Chimera was like a fan of his channel and was like, hey, I'm a fan of your channel, would you be interested in like having a sponsor? I think because it's nighttime, maybe that's why more cacneas are now spawning. I'm not sure. Oh gosh, there's only 1 minute left. No. But and then so he was like, yeah, sure. So he, you know, he'd like been like trying the clothes and stuff, and he just kind of gets to like sort of talk about them positively, and it's like as long as you talk about us positively for like 30 seconds, you can do it. They've probably at some points given him particular notes and stuff like that, like, oh hey, could you mention we have this particular sale going on, or that you know, like, oh there's this particular product at the minute which we are quite fond of or whatever. But again, it's quite sort of loose and genuine, and you know, it's like, hey, if like you're interested in this thing, go get it, they're really cool. And it's just like a really sort of nice like passive approach to like sponsorships, and I really like it. And you know, so I like that. So hey, if you need any like good clothing, check out Chimera, and use one of his codes, one of like the Madrybread codes. I think the code is Madrybread at checkout. But if not, check out one of his videos and check out that checkout code, so you can check out with a discount. But there you go. But yeah, like, but so that like sounds, and I don't mean that like I don't want them to give me any kind of script or any kind of specifics. Like, no, that's fine. But like, I don't want the things to be like super heavily scripted, because you see it. And one of my biggest things is, one of my sort of biggest pet peeves on YouTube is how you get these companies where they try to get non-actors to deliver the most heavily written scripts, and they just don't sound, again, it's just, you know, you got people who like, they kind of don't know how to read scripts out loud in an interesting way, reading out scripts trying to sound interesting. And it's like, there is a reason that we get paid to do what we do, and why AI can't do it yet and stuff like that. But gosh, the lag here is very terrible. Yes. But yeah, exactly. Cats Are Fancy. It's a really cool like sponsor story, right? I like it. So yeah, Michael David, though I appreciate the enthusiasm, you only need to like do emojis once. But I do appreciate it. We didn't get that second one, but maybe it'll carry over into the banner. Let me check. We'll try a different sandwich this time. Hold on. We'll try a different sandwich here. Because I have, what do I have? Let's see. Where is it? Where are these things? Okay. A spooky ghost. Okay, red onion and too salty. Okay, we can do that. And then we're going to get the Bannet picture back up so we can see what Bannet looks like. Bannet. Okay, we're going to save the game, because we did indeed get our shiny. And then we'll go picnic. But okay, make a sandwich. Okay. So hang on, what did I say? I said red onion, and then there we go. And then so we're doing the minimalistic sandwich here, because the thing is, I'm running out of salty and spicy. And the problem is that the other flavors just like don't seem to be as good at making these shiny sandwiches work. So so I kind of need to see how you could see how it's sort of just the grind for getting the Herba Mystica is harder, because like the salty and the spicy are definitely like the most sought after ones, I feel like. Banet's your favorite ghost type, Zach. I really like Banet and Shuppet. Shuppet's like one of my favorite ghosts, I would say. The onion sandwich. For anyone who likes watching Emmy, Emmy Made, I think is like the name of the channel, but just Emmy. She does all kinds of wonderful like testing food things. Like she'll kind of make things or she'll like try out recipes or test products and stuff like that. And she's just like really lovely and like positive and warm and stuff like that. If you like food YouTube channels, definitely check out Emmy. She's really nice, and she's got about like 3 million subscribers almost, or something like that. Like so she's a big channel. But she like a while back tested like an onion sandwich and she made like 2 of them. But where it is just like onions and bread and butter or whatever. And that was it. It was simple. But she liked it. She said it was good. But for anyone who's like an onion sandwich, just a sandwich with onions in it. Now, I do disagree that having 3 slices of onion, 3 thin slices of onion, is not realistic. But still. But the rest seemed pretty good. So yeah, we'll hunt for Banet, and then we'll go for Bramblin. And then we'll go for Bramblin when we get our shiny Banet. We will get a shiny Banet. We're not going to get a shiny Drifloon or Ghastly or Vivian. We will get a Banet. And then that'll be good. How do I have like 2 different theme songs for Banet? We have Banet, and then we have Banet, Banet. But yeah, it's kind of like the Shuppet Muppet versus the BN of Banet. It's a funny thing. Garlic burger, Xander says. A WarioWare reference. Is there actually like a garlic burger in WarioWare? I haven't played the new one yet, because I think I did sort of talk about it, but like horrendous eyesight, not the physical space to really set up and play the game either, so I don't have the new WarioWare. And the thing is, that game will get cheap. Like where other Nintendo games like hold their value for such a long time, WarioWare, that will go. I will see that for like $35 in probably like the next year or so, and and I might even just get it and like put it on the shelf when I do or whatever. Even if I like still can't play it, I'll like, if I saw it cheap, I'd buy it. But it is in the new game. Dang it! Now I'm missing out. Now I gotta fix my eyesight and stuff. Chat, help me get popular. Help me get some sponsors. Like and subscribe. That's the thing I should be saying, isn't it? Like and subscribe. I've only said that like once before today. This is only like the 2nd time I've said it. I should say it every time I make a sandwich, every time I get a shiny, and every time we finish a sandwich or something. I don't know. Or every time we press the home button so I can read chat. But oh well. But I will just say, the 1-year anniversary stream, that actually did end up getting quite a lot of views on it, which I was quite happy about, because I've done some other celebration streams where like they've not really done very much in terms of the numbers, like not compared, I just compared to like say like my regular streams or whatever kind of thing. I'm like, I didn't really do, but the anniversary stream, a lot of you guys tuned into that, so I do really, really appreciate it. Thank you. And it was fun and it was good. The thing is, it's weird. I've not played Mario 3 for a week now, but I've like really wanted to like get back into it, and I think I might actually, because I like played it so much, and it's like I might just like play a bit of Mario 3, because again I might step away from Scarlet and Violet a bit for at least like off. Like, I might still do Scarlet and Violet for streaming, but I might not play them as much off screen and off stream. I might just like do my hunts for Herba Mystica, and then that's kind of it. Like I might not really worry about because I've kind of like I do like shiny hunts off stream, like the more difficult ones, the more annoying ones, but I'm getting so fed up with doing the sort of more annoying ones because they're annoying. I think I've been overdoing it a bit, and so I'm kind of like, I might just get my Herba Mystica and then like find some other game to play. I might even. I've kind of been thinking, because I set up that extra profile that I mentioned about earlier, that the third one, to like replay a game, and I might do something like Mario Odyssey, because it's been like 3 years since I played Mario Odyssey, and I don't know, it might be nice. It might be nice to play Mario Odyssey again. I had a lot of fun with Mario Wonder, and just I love Mario games so much, and I feel sad that I don't have more Mario games to play. You know, maybe I'll do like Mario Odyssey again. Well, we'll see. But anyway, Bark. Woo. Because I need something to do for like the next few weeks anyway. Because we're about like what are we, like about 3 weeks out from like the Scarlet Violet DLC, and then that'll take me through to Christmas. So if I played something like Mario Odyssey for like 3 weeks, and then I had the DLC for like 2 weeks, that would sort of take me nicely through to Christmas, and then it's Xenoblade 3 town, baby. Very excited about Xenoblade 3, and to finally be able to play that. I know it's like, well, you could technically play it now. It's like, yeah, no, I know, but I want it for Christmas. So, right, how long do we have? 24 minutes. Okay. We got 24 minutes to go. 999 Moons Odyssey stream. So the funny thing is, I actually, in my main save file, I don't actually have 999 moons, but I do consider myself to have completed the game, because I have the gold balloon, and I think that is the game's way of saying like, okay, you've beaten this kind of thing, because the 999 is just kind of like a grind for coins, like the whole selling moons thing. So I think that's just kind of like a rounding thing, or just so like, oh, if you want to do the final level earlier and you have the coins to do it, you can just buy moons or whatever. But yeah, oh, for the love of pizza. Okay. Right. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh. Oh, there we go! Shiny! Sorry, the menu is now blocking it, but there's a shiny to the left. Hang on. To the left. There is a banana and a shiny to the left. Woo! Yes! Oh my gosh. Years and years and years and years ago, like in Pokemon Emerald, I got a shiny Shuppet, and I've wanted a shiny Banette ever since. And like, yes! We got it, chat. Woo! Yes! Oh. So it's funny, Cats Are Fancy, dang, it's a very subtle shiny. I feel like that was like a more noticeable one, I feel like, compared to other ones we've had. Even something like Phantump, which should have been really noticeable, that actually ended up not being all that noticeable. Right, I'm now going to look up, hang on, we're going to look up Bramblin. Hang on, where's the B for Bramblin? B for Bramblin, just wanna have B for Bramblin. Right. So I was meant to bake some cookies before this, and I forgot. I took the dough out the freezer, and then before the stream started, I was like, I don't have cookies, and I had to move it to the fridge. And I'll have to bake them off afterwards. Okay, Bramblin, where are you, my friend? Okay, the desert, and then... Oh, are they like here as well? Hang on, let me look up some stuff here. No. Hang on, wait a minute, Bramblin. Oh no, mine and desert. Okay, that's what I was thinking. That didn't make sense. It says they're in like the forest, but it's like they're not in the forest. No, Ghastly. I want somewhere where Ghastly doesn't really appear, but I think Ghastly appears in like all these places. I think apart from the desert, Ghastly is like gonna appear everywhere. Oh, well, there it kind of doesn't. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just really deciding where's the best location for a Bramblin. Okay. hang on. We'll save the game first because I don't know whether I saved the game. So yeah, I just did I just sort of start singing that song, the Friends for Dinner song? Did I start singing that? I just can't remember if I said it or sorry, because I just start like singing all these like random little silly things. But did I start like singing that a minute ago? I got so obsessed with like looking at my phone and deciding. But if you understand that reference, kudos. Okay, so hang on, let's go this way. I think we're going to see Ghastlies and, Driftblim and Drifloon. We've got the Mudsdale and the Mudbray. I feel like you can see Bramblins here, but we might just end up seeing the Driftblims and Drifloons and stuff. Hang on, let's have a look. Satoru. Nope. Okay. Right, we'll go back here and then we'll have a look. Oh yeah, the B for Bramblin. Sorry, that's what I was doing. Yeah, B for Bramblin. So it's because I was looking at Cerebi and I was looking for it alphabetically. So I was like, B for Bramblin. Just wanna have B for Bramblin. Oh look, there's a Shuppet. We'll get shiny Shuppet now. I'm not even kidding. Okay, but this is like the bonus part of the hunt. We've got 20 minutes to hunt for something that, we're unlikely to get it. But, oh, actually, we could hunt for Bramblin. But there is another Pokemon we could hunt for as well. But actually, it's one I don't have a shiny Bramblin, so... But Bramblin is going to be harder to shiny hunt because I feel like I have to walk right up to them to definitely see that they're yellow. Because from a distance, their yellow is more like reflective or something. Whereas like up close, I can see that they're yellow. So, But yeah, I mean, that looks yellow, but then it also has like a slight minty lightness to it. It's only when you get right up closer, it's like, no, that's definitely yellow. So that's why I'm kind of like, do I really want to hunt for Bramblin? Or do I just want to wait for like Gen 10 or Gen 11 when Bramblin comes back and they have like a sparkle sound or something? Okay. But yeah, we could also end up just getting Ghastly. I just want, hang on, I'm just gonna check Bramblin one more time. Where are you, Bramblin? Oh, do I need to? Oh, I've got it on a different tab. That's why. Okay, that was the location, but where? Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, there's just going to be more of a contrast between like the base and the tips. But there's already kind of a... Yeah, this is probably going to be quite an ambitious shiny hunt. But we've had some good luck. So maybe you're going to be the one that saves me. And after all, we could end up getting the shiny. Let's see. But that looks yellow. It's just those annoying things where it's like, look, if I could just see what a shiny Bramblin looks like, on this, like, terrain, just so I know, just so I have, like, that base for it, that'd be kind of helpful. Sparkling would make small shiny hunting much easier. I know, right? Like, that's the thing. I want them to I want them to have the Let's Go Sparkles. Not like Arceus Sparkles or anything. Because the thing about Arceus Sparkles is you can miss them, or sometimes they don't even, like, generate. I remember there was, like, a Teddiursa I saw where, like, there was not a noise and there was not a sparkle. Because, like, there was, like, so many different Pokemon, like, loading into the screen. I, like, looked back on the footage. And the same happened. The last ever shiny I got in Pokemon Legends Arceus was a Togetic. And again, I like played the footage back and I was like, yeah, there was no jingle. Because like so many... Because it was like from an outbreak. So there was like a Togetic. like spawning in every second, and I was like throwing a Pokeball every second. So I was like, wah, 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 kind of thing. And then they were like spawning in, like, wah, 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 because of kind of thing. Because it's like, I'm throwing them every second. A Togetic was getting caught every second. So I was like throwing a Pokeball, and then a second later, that Pokeball would like fizzle and pop and be like, you caught it, kind of thing. And then, you know, so it was just a mixture of like Togetic spawning, Pokeballs being thrown, Pokemon being captured, and like, yeah, there wasn't a jingle. And I was like, thank goodness that I like manually check through and check that I definitely haven't caught a shiny. Because if I had just been like, well, I didn't hear a jingle, that means I didn't catch one, I'm just going to reset the game. But I was like really close to resetting the game. Like I kind of had my, you know, like my finger on the home button, just like checking these through. It was like, right, not shiny, not shiny, not shiny, not shiny, not shiny, not shiny. Like I was just kind of checking for stats. I was like, do any of these have like good stats or anything like that are worth keeping? I wasn't even really checking for the shininess. And then I saw the like the symbol, and I was like, wait, what? Like I actually got a shiny in that outbreak? And like, because Togetic shiny looks almost identical. Like it's a terrible shiny. But yeah, I like almost missed it. And yeah, it was just this crazy thing. So I like the Pokemon Let's Go approach of, you know, having some sparkles. I like the Let's Go of Sparkly Doe. So okay, he's just kind of having fun, rolling around at the speed of sound. Doesn't seem to have places to go, but hey, he's following his rainbow. Okay, let's see. Okay, you're not. Okay, you look yellow. You look purple. You look yellow. You're definitely yellow. I think by virtue of the fact that this is at nighttime, it is helping. Because it means there's less light reflecting off them, which is good. Because during the daytime, like, too much light reflects off them. That's the thing, it's like everything's reflective. And it doesn't help. So how long do we have left on this sandwich? 15 minutes, okay. Okay, so chat, my lovely chat. Shall we finish? We'll finish this sandwich hunt, okay? And then, after we finish this sandwich hunt, because we've got 3 shinies, and that's pretty good, but we could do more. Shall we then do one more hunt and see if we can get the Crabrawler to evolve into a Crabominable? And then we'll have actually gotten, I think, like everything on our thumbnail. I know we got Cacnea instead of Cacturn, and it's like, well, couldn't you evolve the Cacnea? And it's like, well, I don't want to, just because, say if because I'll need to hunt for another Cacnea now, so I can have one Cacnea and one Cacturn. But if I hunted for, if I like hunted for a, if I hunted for another Cacnea and like a shiny Cacturn showed up, then I would end up with 2 shiny Cacturn. So because there's the possibility of me catching a wild shiny Cacturn, I don't want to evolve my Cacnea. That's generally, if you ever become a shiny hunter, which I have apparently now become, thanks to a lack of a battle tower, and a pandemic. When you have if you shiny hunt, I highly recommend like not evolving your Pokemon until you have like enough for the whole family. The only time I would recommend evolving your Pokemon is if you absolutely cannot catch one of the evolved forms in the game. So, you know, say if like you couldn't catch Gengar in this game, but I think you can catch Gengar. But let's say you can't catch Gengar, or you can't catch Gengar as shiny, right? Like, oh, you can only get it from raids, so it's like, you know, you can't sandwich hunt for a Gengar, right? Let's say that was true, and you caught a shiny Ghastly, then yes, you could evolve that into a Gengar, and you wouldn't be doing too much harm, because then you could just catch another shiny Ghastly, no problemo. But like, you know, it's just a thing where it's like, But if you say could get like shiny haunters, which I think you can, you'd want to be careful about evolving your Ghastlies into haunters because like you could get a shiny haunter. So if you had like a haunter and a Gengar, and then you're like, right, I'm gonna shiny hunt for more Ghastly, but then you encountered another shiny haunter, you like could have had a full trio if you just hadn't sort of impatiently evolved something. So always be careful about evolving things until you have like the potential to have a full set, but don't just evolve things right away. And also as well, you never know what kind of natures or abilities they're going to have or whatever. Maybe the one that you have could be a good candidate to evolve, but like you might catch a better candidate. Something that could, you know, be a better Haunter or a better Gengar. So just keep that in mind as well. Okay, how long do we have left? 11 minutes. Okay. This is fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is a good spot for Bramblin, I'm just going to say, like, at nighttime as well. I know we are getting the Ghastlies, which kind of sucks, and we wouldn't really have the Ghastlies during the daytime. But outside of that, though, I am quite enjoying this shiny hunt. It's easy to see the yellow from, like, the minty green. I feel confident that we'd be able to recognize a Bramblin, provided one didn't just appear on screen whilst I was looking at the floor for a split second there. Yeah. I think, generally, for the most part, this is a good little shiny hunt. Okay. But yeah, and then next week, I'll either figure out Pokemon to shiny hunt, or I'll figure out a new game to play. We'll do that Luigi's Mansion 3 series. No, actually, hang on. Let me just think about dates for a second. Today's the 18th, because it's 10 years since I went to Nickelodeon for the second time. Oh, how time flies. One of the best days. That was a brilliant day, but I was so nervous because I, like, wanted to make a good impression on Andrea Romano, and I was so shy and quiet and nervous and stuff that she would probably have no memory or recollection of me, and she like is like retired now, so I could have just talked to her and enjoyed her company and enjoyed her directing, but instead I got shy and nervous, wanting to like make a good impression and stuff, and then it didn't happen. So but there you go. So today's lesson is don't be shy, you idiots. No, I'm kidding. I am kidding. Like, don't be hard on yourself. But yeah. I think we get worried about like saying something stupid or making the perfect joke or whatever, and then you just kind of end up making less of an impression than you would have if you were just yourself, and it's a sort of sad, cruel irony. Anyway, today is the 18th. That's what I was trying to say. Today is the 18th, and so that means next Sunday is, so we've got November 25th, and then we've got December 2nd, and then we've got December 9th, so 25 nights. So we've got 3 streams. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if there's like some little 3-episode mini-series of something we could do. You know? I think Luigi's Mansion 3 is just a bit too long. I think that probably would be something like about like 20 hours or something like that, probably, like on a stream with me like pausing and checking chat and stuff like that. Speaking of checking chat, I really need to check chat. Right, friends for dinner. That's the last thing I remember. So that's the thing I was gonna say. Let's see. Hated trying to find a shiny Flittle. That's an annoying one. I'm glad I got one. But yeah, the Flittle needs sparkles. Brambling through life. Let's see. Oh, and then I think that's actually, and then there we go. Okay. A Kirby game. Man, Wasabi, I'd love to do a Kirby game, but I don't have a Kirby game. So an interesting thing actually though. So did I talk about my sort of Black Friday Christmas dilemma last week? Did I talk about that last week? If I did, I'll just kind of TLDR it. But if not, let me know, and that's something I'll talk about, because it's basically just about Black Friday's coming up, so I have to decide what stuff I'm gonna shop for like Christmas and my birthday. My birthday's January 2nd. I do want to do a stream. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do yet. But like last year's was really fun, so it'd be kind of fun to do another one. But yeah, did I talk about the Black Friday shopping thing? And then I will answer sort of Wasabi's question. You've got Nintendo Online. I mean, that's the thing. There are a bunch of games I could like do either like multiplayer or just like old games I could play using the Switch Online service. So I mean, I do have like a wealth of things available to me in a sense. But it's just figuring out the perfect thing that would last like 3 streams or something. If the third game wasn't so long, if the third game weren't so long, I'd be really tempted to say like a Donkey Kong Country series of streams. Because I can do Donkey Kong Country 1, I can beat that in less than an hour and a half, right? And then Donkey Kong Country 2, I could beat that in like a 4-hour stream, I think. Like, again, streams slow things down, so it's kind of, you know, it's not quite the same as if you're just beating it yourself and blah, blah, blah. But the third game, yeah, that would be like over 4 hours or something. And the third game is like a lot to do in like would be a lot to do in a single stream. So the third one's like not as ideal. But I've already done a lot of the 2D Mario games. Hang on. You looked different, but I don't think you are different. Nighttime Bramblins, though. They don't roll around as much. They're definitely better. But no, these are all yellow. The other thing as well is, like I said, if you sort of see, they've got an extra, like, brown star on the bottom, like a really dark brown bit on the bottom. For the shiny, that's green. So if we run into one where we're like, oh, like, see, this has got dark brown on the bottom. You can see it's got dark brown on the bottom, but a shiny would have green. So if I see, like, a fleck of green, I will know that we indeed have a shiny. But we only have 6 minutes. Is there a tumbleweed emoji or like green? Is it like a green or mint green heart? A mint green would be better, or mint green and a dark green heart. Those would be the 2 hearts we want. But because we're looking for mint green tips instead of yellow. In fact, don't write on Koraidon. But yeah, I don't think, yeah. So see, I don't think I did say about my Black Friday thing. Okay, yeah, no, you're not. So basically, Black Friday's coming up, and that's going to be when I do my, like, Christmas shopping this year, and I have to decide, like, what games am I going to get for Christmas and my birthday, because my birthday is, like, 8 days after Christmas. So I have to make that decision. And the thing is, admittedly, I had this to an extent last year as well, but I've kind of, like, got enough stuff on... I've got the stuff on my Switch that I kind of want, like, because I didn't get my Switch for a few years until after the Switch came out, but I'm now at a point where I do have most of the games on the Switch that I want to own, that I'm, like, excited for, that I was like, oh, I gotta make sure I get this and I get this and I get this. So, like, you know, it's like I've got Mario Odyssey and Mario 3D World. I've got, you know, like, Smash Bros. And Mario Kart. I've got Luigi's Mansion 3. I've got Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And I even have Link's Awakening, the remake of Link's Awakening. I don't have Skyward Sword remake, but again, that's a little bit of, like, the Wario thing where it's like, well, I kind of want to be able to play that with, like, the Joy-Cons, and my eyesight's not good, and I don't have the physical space to, like, have a setup where I can have a good thing where I can like see and I can use the Joy-Cons. So Skyward Sword and WarioWare Move It fall into, like, that category. Similar thing with the Switch sports game, although I'm less excited about that. But anyway, but you know, I have Fire Emblem Houses, and I have Fire Emblem Engage. I don't have Fire Emblem 3 Hopes, which maybe I'll get someday, but I'll get back to that in a second. So, but, like, I have all these games, you know, I have all, like, the Pokemon games, and I have, you know, I have, like, the WarioWare Get It Together, and I have, like, So I'm now just listing like every one of my Switch games. I might as well just look over at my shelf here and see what, you know. But, you know, I've got Metroid Dread, and I've got, you know, I've got all the stuff that's kind of on my list for like, you know, that's the stuff I'm really excited about and I really, really wanted, and I'm really happy I have that. And then, but I have like a sort of secondary list of Switch games where they're things I want to try or they're things I want to get, but like it's kind of like, oh, if I have money, then I would kind of like to try this thing out or get this game or whatever. But like, you know, but the thing is, I don't have a whole load of money, so it's sort of one of those things where it's like those games are perhaps, say, relegated to Christmas options, Christmas and birthday options. But the thing is like, you know, they're not things that I would say be super excited about getting for Christmas. And so I'm excited about Xenoblade 3. I really want Xenoblade 3, and I'm looking forward to playing it, and I'm sure it'll be great. But I don't want to only have one game at Christmas. I like getting like 2 games, you know, like 2 games at Christmas, 1 for birthday, something like that, you know, a nice little, you know, I like having like a little bit of variety, you know. It's like, hey, if you're gonna have like 2 weeks where like the industry shuts down for 2 weeks, I want to be able to play a couple of games, you know, and not just one. And like, but it's just this hard and awkward thing where it's like I kind of have a lot of the stuff that I'm like really excited for and pumped for, and so it's kind of like, well, the only games I really have left are the ones where it's like, well, if I have money or whatever. And so I could get them, and I know I would have fun with a lot of these games, but they're just not ones I'd be excited for. So like a good example is I do want to get Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I'm not a big Kirby guy, but I think Kirby and the Forgotten Land looks fun. I love Mario 3D World. I think it looks kind of similar to Mario 3D World, and I've sort of liked the Kirby that I've played in the past. I think it will be an excellent game. I think I'll have a good time with Kirby and the Forgotten Land. But with that said, it's not a game that I would be super duper like excited for, pumped for, you know, like, oh my gosh, I'm really excited, like, oh, I just can't wait to play this game tomorrow. Like, you know, like it's a game I'll have fun with and that I'll kind of, once I get my hands on it, enjoy. But it's not one that I'm like, oh man, I'm really excited for like Black Friday and to buy Kirby and, you know. So I just don't really have this, you know, but so and the thing is, I just, apart from like Xenoblade, I just don't really have any other games that I'm like excited for. I'd be kind of excited for WarioWare if I could get it and play it. But again, like it'll go down in price and I don't have the setup for it, blah, blah, blah. Skyward Sword would be pretty fun. I mean, I played it on the Wii. I liked it on the Wii. But, you know, so I wouldn't sort of super duper be excited for it. But again, sometimes it's nice to have that familiarity of playing something again. Like I got Mario 3D All-Stars for my birthday a few years ago. Like when that came out, that was like a birthday game. And, you know, and it was just nice spending my birthday playing like Mario 64, you know. And that was like a nice thing. Just having that sort of more familiar, cozy thing. No stress. But yeah, so I just kind of don't know. But so they announced, like Nintendo announced their Black Friday deals, and like Xenoblade 3 is on there, so it's like, cool, I'm getting that and I'm getting the DLC like right away. I'm not going to wait for the DLC. I'm not going to like beat the game and then get DLC. I'm going to get the DLC right away and play the whole game with the DLC. And then, but then I kind of don't know what else. And like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is there, and I did enjoy that on the Wii U, but I know I didn't enjoy that game as much as other people do, but I kind of do maybe want to play it again, or like have a copy on Switch, like have an American copy, like here with me. So yeah, like it's just one of these things where oh, hang on, is that the end? I see a Doug Trio. Ah, crud, I think that's the end. Okay, we'll go for Crabrawler, and then that'll be it for today's stream. Okay, so we'll do one more shiny hunt, and then that will be it for today's stream. Hang on, I just want to check. Okay. So, but yeah, I just don't really have anything that I'm like really excited for. And I sort of don't want to just get games for the sake of getting them. Even if they're ones I know I'll have a good time with. There are some games where, like Persona 5 Royal, I really want to play that, but I think that's like a big game, isn't it? And I don't really want to have like 2 big games. I want to have Xenoblade be my big game, and then I want to have something else that's just a bit more smaller and more digestible, which is why something like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze could be really good. But this all came from the question about Kirby. So if Kirby and the Forgotten Land were in the Black Friday sale, I think I would probably get excited about it. But they had the more recently released, like the Wii game that they re-released or whatever, and I'm sort of like, maybe that could be a game I have fun with, but that kind of would just be like spending money for the sake of money, perhaps. Like, I'd rather play Forgotten Land than that one. And yeah, I just don't really know, you know, like, is that a good idea? Is that not a good idea? I don't know. Like, maybe. So, I don't know. I just don't know what to do. I'm going to catch up on chat for a sec before I do. P5 is long. Exactly. Like, it might be a better, like, it might be a good for, like, the next Christmas or during the summer next year or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So, but hang on. So I'm just going to catch up on chat for, like, 1 second. Yeah, I don't really have, like, a PC. I just have, like, a laptop that can barely handle streaming. So, but yeah. Let's see. Mario Kart. The thing about Mario Kart is I don't think my eyesight's very good enough to play Mario Kart on stream. It's too sort of quick and too reactive and stuff like that. Is also the thing as well. Because that's why I kind of like more chill games or ones where the action is not sort of quite as constant. Something like Mario Kart is like so action heavy, I wouldn't really want to do it on stream. But yeah, so I like have a list of games that so I have a list of like a whole list of games. Nier Automata is one that I want to play, and that I think even like last year there were 1 or 2 places where I did see that for like $30, but it's just that it sold out. You know, same with Persona 5 Royal. So I could probably get those for like $30 or less this year. But it's just, along with Xenoblade 3 though, like Xenoblade 3 is going to be massive, so I like the idea of just having something like a 2D platformer or like a 3D platformer or just something a little less, I don't know, big heavy JRPG to play. But right, if I catch this is like literally the only fire type that the only fighting type, sorry, that I need to catch in the game. So if I catch this, I like do not have another fighting type. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. But whoa, Satella with a super chat for $5.69. Meow. Don't get Silas. Don't get Silas going. Oh, he was a bad boy yesterday. He peed inside yesterday. I was not happy. Here's a very, and the thing is, it's not like it's like a behavioral thing. It's not like a, oh no, he had an accident. It's like a very deliberate, purposeful thing he does, and it's very bad of him. But Satella, no, thank you very much for that super chat. It's very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. So. Okay, so fighting. Watch, we'll now get this Crabrawler in like 2 seconds. I'm telling you. We'll get it in like 2 seconds. Okay, Crabrawler. Dreadnought. That's different. So it should have big red gloves. Big, meaty claws! Why? I swear to you, I'm, like, not really, like, the most massive of SpongeBob guys. But, like, there's just something about it where it just sticks in my head. And it's so, like, quotable and referenceable. I don't know. But like, another game I have, like, on my sort of, you know, like, if I ever saw it, like, cheap or whatever, is, like, the original Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I would love to play that game again. I have the 3DS version. I don't have it with me here in America. I have my 3DS with me, but I don't have my 3DS Xenoblade Chronicles game with me. But the thing is, I wouldn't want to play it again on 3DS when there's like a nice, lovely Switch version out there that I could just buy and play on like my American console. Because that's kind of like my dream now. I want to be able to play Look, there it is! Shiny! Look, that was a minute and a half. Minute and a half. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Take care and bye-bye. There we go. I told you! I told you, we'd get it, like, right away. We don't need Kevin and his psychic powers. I have my own psychic powers, thank you very much. Well, there we go. Oh my gosh. So, the boxing Pokemon. So hang on, let's just check boxes. Look at all these shinies. This is great. Oh, and we got the Zangoose as well. Okay. Hang on. Let me get some screenshots of these whilst they're all like here or whatever. So we got Cacnea. We got Banette. We got Crabrawler, who I'll take another picture of in a sec. Oh, hang on, you blinked. Okay. And then, so what, you have Iron Fist and you're some kind of special attack up. That kind of sucks, but that's okay. We can work with this. So let's, because again, we got time, and I really don't think I have anything to use this sandwich for. So let's go get an Ice Stone. Normally, like, wait until your sandwich is over to do the evolving, but we're gonna evolve Crabrawler and get Eugene too. The power of SpongeBob quotes. Exactly, Xander. But there we go. We got Crabominable. It wants to Ice Punch. I mean, sure. We'll get rid of Protect. We don't need to Protect when we're this beefy. Okay. And then we'll go back in the boxes. And then we'll put Crabominable back. But then we'll go on its summary page so we can get this picture of it. There we go. Okay. So, I mean, I could actually just end the stream here, honestly. But we'll see if we can get any other shinies or anything like that. Let's just... Because I'll double check. What fighting types... The really annoying thing is that in a few weeks there's going to be DLC. And there's going to be some fighting type that, you know, I could get or whatever. But okay, so like Mankey, I have the whole Mankey family. Poliwrath, I have the whole Poliwrath family. Tauros, I don't have the like fire and water type Tauros, but we're not going to be able to hunt them without like a fire or water type sandwich. Galarian Zapdos, like not in this, is transferable. Heracross, I got shiny Heracross. Sneasel, that's Legends Arceus. Breloom, I need Shroomish, but I have Breloom. Makuhita and Hariyama, we got those on stream. Meditite, I've got a bunch of times, and Medicham. Monferno and Inferno, they're like transfers and egg hatches. Riolu and Lucario, I have both of those, Legends Arceus and in this game. Krogunk, I've got those. Gallade, got that whole family. Arceus, not in this game, it needs a plate. Timber, got all those from the community day a few weeks ago. Lilligant, Legends Arceus. Mienfoo, got one of them on stream. Chestnut, transferable thingamajig. It was like a raid thing, a raid shadow event. Halucha, got one of those. Decidueye, Legends Arceus. Crabrawler, we just caught one. Persimmon, we did that on another stream. And it's a Violet exclusive. Hakamoa, we got that on stream. Phalanx, got a Phalanx. Zamazenta, that's Pokemon Shield. Zacian is not fighting. Well, no, is also fighting. No, is Zacian a fighting type? No, it's like Fairy and Steel. Kubfu, that's a DLC shiny locked. Sneasler, Legends Arceus. Quaquaval or Quaquaval. We'd need to like breed for one or whatever. Poor me, poor Mo, poor Mott. We got all those. Flamigo got those. Annihilate, we got that on stream. And then there's Great Tusk, Slitherwing, Iron Hands, Iron Valiant. We got all those, a bunch of those on stream. Koraidon is shiny locked, and Okidogi is like shiny locked. So that really is literally every fighting type in the game. I have them all. Is there any of those? Okay, I think I know what I will do though. This is because there was one sort of caveat-y Pokemon there that maybe maybe if we're lucky, I'm gonna call this Kevin spawning, because Beau is accidentally gonna get a full shiny dex before this strike ends. Cats are fancy. Yes, I know, right? Oh, hang on. Yeah, let's just check the. Oh, the Crabominable was female, so yes, Eugene now has a girlfriend. So, if we go here, right, out of whatever the name of the Medali or whatever this town is called, okay, there's a Primeape, there's a Primeape, Breloom. Okay, good. If we for the love of Nelly, if we spawn Brelooms, right? Every Breloom that spawns is going to have Shroomishes. No, Shroomishes. No, I don't know. But Shroomish spawn next to it, right? Now, I don't need Breloom, and Breloom will have the shiny odds boost. But, even though Breloom will have the shiny odds boost, actually, hang on. Why is this not really spawning a whole lot of fire types? Where? Breloom! Breloom! Where are you, Breloom? Okay, there we go. But if we run around, I think we might need to run around at a fast pace, though. Where is Breloom? The Breloom of Doom. Where are you? Okay, there we go. But if we run fast and we zoom out the camera lots, the game will get very laggy. But, in addition to that, we will get Breloom spawn. And if we spawn enough Breloom, maybe, just maybe, we might also spawn a shiny Shroomish, right? Like, if we are if Breloom currently has, like, a, say, 2 or 4 times higher rate of being shiny, okay, if every Breloom we're spawning has, like, 3 or 4 Shroomish next to it, then that kind of means that by proxy, we're kind of probably almost as likely to spawn in a shiny Shroomish as we are a Breloom, right? Like, because if for every Breloom we're spawning, and the Breloom has a shiny odds, there's then going to be a whole bunch of Shroomish next to it, and the Shroomish... Hang on, you're not shiny, are you? Don't think you are. Okay. Anyway, we don't have time. I've got Meowth. It's fine. I got Meowth recently. That was a hard shiny hunt. It's not a whole load of difference. It's easy to spot, but you have to really, like, investigate them all. And that's the thing I'm finding really hard right now. Just, like, investigating, like, every Pokemon. I'm just kind of, like, so done with shiny hunts where I can't spot the Pokemon from a distance. I don't mind doing it on stream a bit, maybe, where it's like, oh, we need to investigate a bit, but I just don't want to... When it's, like, on my own time, I just don't want to be doing... I just don't want to be doing these, like, really difficult shiny hunts anymore. I've done so many of them. Is there anywhere else where, like, Breloom spawns? Because this doesn't seem to be spawning as many of them as I'd like. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if Breloom spawns anywhere else. Let me just check. I'm going to check Breloom spawns, because I think this is probably the best plan I have. The reason I called it Kevin spawning is because when I did my first ever shiny hunt, it was very early in the game, and I didn't really realize how the sandwiches worked and stuff like that. And I didn't realize... And basically, I caught, like, all but maybe one of the Pokemon I caught on the stream were ones that were technically at full odds. So, like, I caught, like, a Carcole. No, sorry. I caught a Roly-Coly, with, like, a Fire-type sandwich. But it's because I was spawning in Carcoles, and Roly-Colys happened to appear next to them. And so I got a shiny of the thing that appears next to them, you know? So that was kind of, and I remember Kevin was like, "Wow, like you were really lucky to get all those shinies." I was like, "Well, no, I wasn't," because it was like, and then I was like, "Wait, yeah, none of them had any boosts." Once I understood how the boosts worked and stuff, so I kind of realized like, oh, I was lucky. So that's why I call them Kevin spawns. Or maybe I should call them silver spawns actually, because like the alliteration. But if I call them like silver spawns. Yeah, if we call them like silver spawns, that's like quite a good name for them. But yeah, if we spawn in some Breloons, then maybe, just maybe, I will go down here and see if Breloom spawns. We'll see if Breloom spawns like down here. But if it doesn't, then we know to go back. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, well, there's a Steenie. We need 2 more of them for sure. But yeah, so that's a. But so does this sound like an okay plan, an okay way to spend the remaining 21 minutes and 44 seconds of this stream? Because I read off that list for you guys, and I don't know, like I don't have any other fighting types to shiny hunt. Not until December when we get some new DLC, and then maybe I might have some new ones to get. But right here, right now, I've caught every fighting type, or at least one of every fighting type, as a shiny in this game. That is the wild point that I have kind of gotten to now. I remember that I did get a comment on Twitter like a few weeks ago, or maybe it was on YouTube, but it was kind of about like, how many shinies do you have left to go, Beau? And I was like, oh no, I have like so many shinies. Like I'm not anywhere near close to getting them all. But in another weird way, I sort of kind of am. Like at least in terms of ones available in Scarlet and Violet, I do have like a lot of the Scarlet Violet exclusives. So there's one Shroomish hiding in the there's at least one Shroomish hiding in the bushes, and I needed to see whether it was like shiny or not. But yep, no, those all look normal. Those all look normal. I'm also just gonna get Shroomish up on screen so I can look at the comparison. I think it is just fairly bright red, so I should be able to see it. But hey, maybe today's the day where I get that red and green color blindness. Who knows? Cats Are Fancy, that was you who said about it. Okay. I was like, it's either you or Wasabi who asked, but I couldn't remember. But yeah, you were like, do you think we'll be done soon? And I was like, no. But like, in credit to your question, I have a spreadsheet of like the Pokemon I need to get, and like it's just kind of wild, to quote my friend Ryan Bartley, like how many shinies I actually do have. And like, if you kind of measure, like if I went through the Pokedex, like if after this sandwich ended, I went on my Pokemon Home and I was like, right, let's go through the Pokedex and look at like every Pokemon family, and I'll tell you like what ones I have. And if I listed every Pokemon in a category of I have that as shiny, or I like there's either I don't have it shiny, I don't have like anything in the family shiny, I have one of the family shiny, or I have some of the family shiny, or just I have that family as shiny. It would be astonishing how many of the things fit into the I have at least one shiny or all of them shiny categories. Like it is pretty insane how many of them I do have when you actually like sit down and look at it. So like do I need a Shroomish? Yes, because I have a shiny Breloom. But like I do have one of that family, or like say if or take the example earlier with Bannet. I didn't really need a Bannet because in a way I could have just evolved my Shuppet, and on my Pokedex I could have had like a shiny, I would have had a shiny Shuppet and a shiny Bannet registered to my Pokedex, right? If I just evolved the Shuppet I had, but I caught it a long time ago, I never evolved it, I like the idea of preserving it as a Shuppet. So I wanted to have like one of each, I like having one of each in the family. And And so it's just this it's this funny thing where, you know, but like if you looked through and you sort of, you know, if you were like, how many of the shinies out of the like 1,000 and I don't know 10 Pokemon or however many there are, if you said how many of the Pokemon 1,010 do you have shiny, the answer's like, you know, it's like 600 and something. But if you said how many could you have if you evolved some things, that number would go up. And if you said, okay, if you looked at every family of Pokemon, every family, how many families do you just not have any of? Like, okay, you have one of them, you don't have the whole family, but maybe you could evolve them to increase your number. But how many instances where you don't have the family? And it's like, well, in that instance, there's not a whole load of families where I don't have them. In fact, I don't even need to go on Pokemon Home, because I know the Pokedex sort of well enough that I could probably... Let's go through Generation 1. We've got like 15 minutes. Let's go through Generation 1, and I'll tell you what I have shiny and not shiny, okay? So, we got like our starters, you know. So we got a Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise, and Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard. I said that in the wrong order. But like, we have that. I have all of those as shiny. Between Pokemon Go and Pokemon Let's Go, you know, Pokemon Go Community Days and Pokemon Let's Go, I have those as shiny. I have one of each, right? Like, it's not even just, oh, I have a shiny Bulbasaur. It's like, no. I have a shiny Bulbasaur, a shiny Ivysaur, and a shiny Venusaur. And I have a shiny Charmander, a shiny Charmeleon, and a shiny Charizard. And I have a shiny Squirtle, and a shiny Wartortle, and a shiny Blastoise. That's 9. Bada bing, bada boom. Then we go into like the Caterpie and Weedle lines, right? We've had a Weedle Community Day, plus there's Pokemon Let's Go. So I've got the Weedle line, and I also have the Butterfree line from Pokemon Let's Go. So we're up to like 15, right? So 10% of the Kanto decks I have like in full shiny, like living decks, you know, way to go kind of thing. And then we have like your Rattata and Raticate. I have both of those from like Let's Go. And then who else? That probably, I think that takes up to like what, 17 or 18 or something like that. And then then there's like Pidgey and the Pidgeotto family and stuff like that. Oh yeah, no, that's it. Pidgey and Pidgeotto take you up to 18, and then Rattata and Raticate take you up to 20. So Pidgey from Let's Go, I have one of each of those shiny. Like Pidgey, Pidgeotto, Pidgeot. So that's 20. I have like those 20 shiny. Then we get into, this is where I get a bit confused with the numbers and stuff like that. But there's basically kind of like Sandshrew and Sandslash and Ekans and Arbok and like Mankey and Primeape or whatever. I can't quite remember the numbering though. But it's like Ekans and Arbok, you guys saw. I had a shiny Ekans. I needed another. I caught the second Ekans on stream. And so now I have a shiny Arbok as well. So I have that full family. I have Sandshrew from Pokemon Go Community Day just a few weeks ago. I have... Who else did I say? I said Ekans and Arbok and Mankey and... hang on. Ekans and Arbok, Mankey and Thingamajig. What was the other Pokemon I said? I said that there's another one. I can't remember. I can't remember who else is the other one. But... Then we have like Pikachu and Raichu. I have Pikachu and Raichu and Pichu. Pichu was from like an event years ago. Pikachu, I got a Gigantamax one in Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I said I couldn't transfer like into this game. So I then went and caught another one in this game a few weeks ago. I got a shiny Pikachu just so it like doesn't have a Gigantamax mark on it, and so I can transfer it into other games. And I've got Raichu as well because I got like a Pikachu in Pokemon Go. And then I evolved it into a Raichu. So that's like, we're up to like over 25, right? You know, like we haven't found a Pokemon in Kanto so far that I don't have a shiny of. I think at this point there's then like maybe like Spearow and Fearow. I got both of those from Let's Go. I got so many shiny Fearows and Spearows in Pokemon Let's Go. It's insane. There's like the Nidoran family, both the male and the female. This is where I don't have something. For the Nidoran female, I am missing one. So I have like a Nidoran female, and I have a Nidorina, but I need to get another one so I can get Nidoqueen. But I have Nidoran male, Nidorino, and Nidoking. So I have all of them. So we're probably up to like 30 now, and there's only like one Pokemon I don't have. So we're like 20% of the way through the Kanto Pokedex, and I have only one Pokemon missing a shiny. So there's like one family, and that's the thing. And if you go by the family thing, it's like, well, do you have at least one in the family? It's like, I have 2 in that family. So it's like, okay, so what next? So then what we thinking? Oh, there's like, because I'm thinking like, you know, sort of through like the roots and stuff like that. We've got like things like your Jigglypuff and your Wigglytuff and your Igglybuff and your Clefairy and your Clefairy and your Clefable. I have all them. I got Jigglypuff recently. I got Igglybuff really randomly in this game. Super lucky. I like bumped into an Igglybuff, and then like it sparkled, and I was like, whoa, 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 kind of thing. Like it was incredible. Because like they're really difficult to tell if they're shiny. It was the Professor McGonagall sheer dumb luck of shiny encounters. I promise you. Oh, just a quick side note, as always. If I make a Harry Potter reference, the books are very, very good. The movies suck, and J.K. Rowling sucks even more. I am not condoning her or anything if I ever make a Harry Potter reference. The books are wonderful and really good, and there is a reason why people still hold on to them and love them and stuff like that. But here's the fun thing. Because they're such a popular series of books, you can buy them secondhand. Like, from like a thrift store or a charity shop or something, where like the money goes to like a charity or something, and none of it goes to her. Like, it's great. So you can totally do that. So if you're ever interested in the books, don't buy them like first hand or anything where she makes money. Just buy them from a place where like the bajillions of copies of it exist, and then you can just enjoy. You can enjoy the books, and like not give her any satisfaction. It's great. Anyway, Buck. I can't remember how I got onto that, but like, oh, Professor McGonagall sheer dumb luck. Igglybuff, that was it. Igglybuff, Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, Clefairy, Clefable. Yep, got all them. Mostly from Pokemon Go, but again, a couple here from this game. I think the Clefairy line I got from Let's Go, and then the Cleffa I think I like hatched in an egg in Pokemon Go. And then the Jigglypuff line. I got Jigglypuff in Pokemon Go, but then the other 2 I got from this game. And then, who else we got? And then we go into Mount Moon, and there's like Geodude. I've gotten so many Geodudes, and they even had a community day for it, so I even have the Alolan Geodude family. There's, Zubat, yeah, got Zubat. Golbat was like one of the earliest shinies I got in like Pokemon Crystal. I've gotten every time I do a Pokemon Crystal playthrough, I get a I like get a shiny Golbat pretty much. It's just like a rule at this point. But I've gotten so many shiny Golbats in so many different games, from like training in Victory Road and stuff like that. And then after we get out of Mount Moon, what we got? Oh yeah, so then there's like Bellsprout and Oddish. Now Oddish. Okay, Oddish is my first one because I only have played like Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, not Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. So I don't have access to Oddish. I've never gotten a shiny Oddish from Pokemon Let's Go. I've never gotten a shiny Oddish from Pokemon Go. So because I've not got one from Let's Go because I don't have the right game, and I've not got one from Pokemon Go because the game just hates me. No, but yeah, so Oddish is like the first family, much like Marvel's The Fantastic Four. Oddish is the first family where I do not have a shiny in the family. Bellsprout I do, and you guys saw me get my final one a few weeks ago, I think. I think I did that on stream, where I got Victory Bell. So, yeah. But like Oddish is the one thing where I don't have any of them. And I need 4 of them because of Blossom as well. But here's the fun thing, chat. Oddish is going to be coming to the DLC. I thought I saw one there, but it's just Breloom's feet. Breloom's feet are red. Okay. But Oddish is coming to the DLC. It's like listed on Cerebi as coming to the DLC. So in like a month from now, I could have my first shiny Oddish member, and I'm going to be making those lettuce sandwiches like crazy, or maybe poison ones, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, But in a few weeks, I could have Oddish. So that could be fun. But then I need to get 4 of them, so that may be less fun. But yeah. Yeah. So hang on. I think that's shiny. That's shiny. That's shiny. You thought I wouldn't notice, but you are shiny, sir. You are shiny. I'm 99% sure you are shiny. You thought I wouldn't notice, but I did. There we go. That was very good. Very good. In fairness, that was always going to be more likely than the Shroomish, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, we'll save the game because that's what we do here at Beau Video Games. Save 50 bajillion times. Let's put Armarouge back in the lead, and let's resume hunting for Shroomishes whilst I carry on seeing how much of the original Pokedex I can name and whatever. So, but yeah. But I have all the Bellsprout, but I don't have any of Oddish. So there you go. So that's, what, like 4 Pokemon out of like the first 40 or so that I don't have? But again, it's like 10% of the Pokemon I don't have a shiny. Which is wild! Like, that's, to quote my friend Ryan Bartley, it's wild! So yeah, just really, wow, just crazy stuff. But yeah, and then I can't really think after, you know, what else is in those. Oh, there's like Abra. Yeah, I've got the whole Abra line from various things, like Arceus, Let's Go, Pokemon Go. Yeah, I've gotten plenty of like Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam. Hang on, there's loads of Primeape here. This is way more Primeape than I was anticipating. I don't think any of these Shroomish are shiny. Okay. But anyway, Bark. Glitch. So afraid that... Because I keep seeing like these little red mushrooms and stuff. So I keep thinking it's Shroomish, and then I'm worried that I'm going to ignore the actual Shroomish. But okay. But then, yeah, and then you, like, go down the routes and stuff, and what? There's, like, Vulpix and Growlithe. I have all those lines. I have a shiny Alolan Vulpix, but only the one. So I don't have, like, Alolan Vulpix and Ninetales shiny. But I do have, you know, but I have one of them. And, again, I have the full Vulpix line. So there's, like, Vulpix and Arcanine. I have those. In shiny... Oh, I have Hisuian shiny Growlithe as well, of course, and like, Growlithe and Arcanine. Of course. Pokerap starring Bowbridge and Wenten, she says. No, but I mean, for those who don't know, I used to do this on my streams. I used to, my signing streams. Why are they Jigglypuff? The order, the signatures used to like come with a number kind of thing, so you kind of knew whose signature was whose. And I would be like, oh, this is like number, you know, like 52. This is Meowth or whatever kind of thing. Oh, shiny Breloom! Okay, that's lucky. That's lucky. Wow. Breloom! Breloom! It looks so good! It looks so good! Yes. So I mean, the Breloom does have the higher shiny odds than the Shroomishes. The only reason we could sort of hope for the Shroomishes is just because of how many of them we're getting to spawn. Yeah. Anyway, Bark. Oh, counter. Yeah, we don't want that. Ooh. Okay. Let's yawn. Do. Okay. No, don't give me insomnia. Oh, actually, no. That's probably not a bad thing. Come on, shake. No, it didn't do the shake thing. Okay. This is cool though, because if it hits me now, If it hits me with an attack, it won't get poisoned, which is good, because I'd rather it be asleep than poisoned. Okay, repeat ball. Let's go. There we go. We got it. We got it, chat. Nice. I think this has been my most successful shiny hunt ever. We didn't get Bramblin, but that was always going to be an unlikely thing anyway. And we still have time to get Shroomish. And I am determined to get Shroomish. So let me keep talking through Kanto Pokemon. So we talked about Vulpix and Arcanine and Meowth and all that stuff. Misty has Staryu and Starmie. I don't have either of them. And that upsets me, because it upsets me and it doesn't, because Starmie is one of my favorites from Gen 1. I love Starmie. I always loved battling with Starmie, so I'd really love to have, like, Staryu and Starmie. But their shinies do kind of suck. Staryu looks pretty good, but Starmie is, like, it's alright. But it's not, you know, it's not worth writing home about. But anyway, oh yeah, and then also like Misty's Pokemon, so there's like Goldeen and Seaking. I don't have Goldeen or Seaking, I don't think. So that is like another family I don't have. I think generally if they're like in the water, I'm probably not going to have them. But what else? Goldeen, Seaking, like Tentacool and Tentacruel, I do have from Legends Arceus. Ugh, Water Hunts and Arceus suck though. And then, okay, more Shroomish, but that's okay. Hang on. No, I was like, you're just a regular Primeape, aren't you? That's a rock. It's not a boulder, it's a rock. And then, what else we got? What else do we have? Drowsy. I got Drowsy the other day, because I got Drowsy years ago in Let's Go, which I evolved into a Hypno. This was before I had my rule about not evolving stuff. Actually, no, or I got it in, it's either Go or Let's Go. I think it might have been Go, actually. And then I evolved it into Hypno, and then they, like, introduced, like, transferring into the games and stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to evolve things anymore. Hang on, what time is it? 1 minute 47. Okay, chat. Red mushrooms emojis in chat. Okay, come on, let's see what we got here. Let's see what magic we can muster. Okay, those are regular Shroomish. These are regular looking Primeapes. That's a rock. That's a Primeape. Those are Primeapes. But yeah, and then like what Surge's Pokemon Voltorb, I have regular Voltorb and Electrode and Hisuian Voltorb and Electrode. There's just again, it really like goes on. It just goes on and on and on. The list just like never ends, except it does because it's only 150. But there's just so few Pokemon where it's like I don't say have something from the family. You know, Tangela and Tangrowth, because I'm thinking now like Erica's gym, and then like we said about Sabrina's gym and like Psychics, Execute and Executor. I think I need to get another Execute, but I need to get another Execute, but I do have Executor and a Alolan Executor because I like evolved them. Yeah, whoa, no, didn't mean to do that. But, yeah, so it's just this really, it is just this really crazy thing where, like, I like, you know, and this isn't the same for, like, every generation, you know, because Generation 1 is largely because of Pokemon Let's Go, and the Sinnoh region is because of Legends Arceus. But I have a lot of Pokemon in, like, those two regions, and then, like, and then Paldea. So I could see that Kamala there, and it was like hiding the Shroomish. So it was kind of like, you know, I like something was different, but I couldn't tell what. But it's because there was a Kamala in the way. Maybe this could be where to hunt for Kamala. Who knows? Okay, that is that. Unless we run into a shiny between here and the building or whatever, that'd be kind of funny. But chat. I think that'll do for today. I think this has been a fun one. Let me just grab my remaining screenshots that I need to grab, but then we'll kind of call that it. But thank you so much for joining me last week on for the love of pizza. Thank you so much for joining me last week on the celebration stream, and thank you for returning today for just a regular stream. Next week we'll figure out what to do. Maybe we just end here on a high for the shiny streams. Like, can we really do any better than today? I think not. I think we should maybe do something like Donkey Kong or whatever, I don't know. But, oh gosh, we ran out of room so badly that the shinies are now in some other box. Hang on a sec. I like, actually legit need to put these in another box. Where did they even go? These are some random extras. So Cryogonal, I did actually get from, like, an outbreak this week. I'll show what these look like. So Cryogonal I did get from an outbreak this week. I think that was like my one of my last successful shiny hunts that I had for a few days though, because I was hunting for Vullaby, but I got Bombardier, but I already have Bombardier. It looks fantastic, but you know, I wanted Vullaby. And then also whilst hunting for Vullaby, I got Gligar. Again, Gligar's fantastic, but I got one from Legends Arceus. Hoppip, I have a bunch of from like Pokemon Go Community Day and just from this game, because you just can't not get Hoppip in this game. Here's one of the random Hoots I got the other day. And then Drowsy, I was like, right, I'm getting Drowsy. I'm getting a Drowsy. And I did get Drowsy, thank goodness. On a second attempt, but I did get it. Hang on, let's... Oh, hang on, where did the shinies go? Hang on. They need to have a shiny marker in the search thing in future. Hang on, Primeape. Where did Primeape go? Is this going to be my shiny? No. Where did my shiny one go? Oh, did I... Oh, it's here. Okay, so then where did Breloom go? Sorry, this is a very first world problem to have. Like, where did my shinies go? Okay, Breloom was probably right next to the Primeape or something, but... Let's have a look. Breloom. Okay, is this gonna be it? No. Okay, so is it in here? Oh, it was here. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so let's put all these together and get our screenshots or whatever. And then, so we'll get our Primeape, and then we'll get our Breloom. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, it's got Poison Heal. Oh, so if it had been poisoned, it wouldn't have done any damage. Oh, that's funny. I was worried about poisoning it with my Clodsire, but I would have had nothing to worry about. Okay. Well, I'm going to catch up on chat for 1 second before we do actually finish up here, because I do want to read what you guys said. And for that last little flurry of time, I just really wanted to focus on Shroomishes and stuff. But yeah, that was definitely a most successful, a very successful shiny hunting stream. We got everything in the thumbnail except Bramblin, but that's okay, because we got other stuff that was kind of cool or interesting or whatever. You know, we finally got the Bennett. We got a Cacnea. You know, we got these other things. I'm happy with this. Okay. So chat, thank you for joining me last week. Thank you for joining me this week. Thank you for the lovely super chats. That's incredibly kind of you, and I really appreciate your support and stuff like that. Please like and subscribe. We never reached our 2,500 subscribers. We're probably not going to anytime soon, but like, oh well. But we will eventually, and just liking and subscribing will help me get there. But this was a good one, and I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed hearing me talk about the shinies I have and my attitude towards sponsorship and whatever the other thing I was talking about at the beginning and other stuff, and casually mentioning Beyblade and all kinds of other things. So, but thank you. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate the love and support. Yeah, I have to figure out something for next week, don't I? Because again, like, how many shinies do I have left? Like in kits, I'll just read this out for you, and then I'll go. Like, I promise I will shut up in a sec. But if I go on Teal Mask, I've got my Teal Mask tab, right? I've got my Teal Mask tab, and it's like, so fire types, none. Water types, none. I will list all the nuns afterwards because there are a lot of them. But it's like, okay, in the psychic column, I have Indeedee. We didn't get Indeedee, but that's okay. I think you need to have a psychic sandwich rather than a normal sandwich. But Indeedee is like the one psychic type, but that's the only thing that's psychic in the DLC that I don't have. Flying types, Oricorio. Now, I actually do have 2 Oricorio, but there are 4 different forms, so it'd be kind of nice to get the 2 other forms. And then, flying types are Oricorio, and then Vullaby. I do have a Vullaby, but I need an extra one to evolve, right? So again, you can see this idea where it's like, I do have one, but just, I want the other one. Electric, Tynamo. I still need to get that Electric and Electros, but they're the ones that are driving me mad. Ugh, I don't know if or when I'll ever do those. It's annoying because I got Tynamo, which is the more difficult one, but Electric, it just refuses to show up. Grass, Poltergeist. That probably is also in the Ghost. Yeah, Poltergeist. I do need that. I need 2 of them. One for Poltergeist and one for Sinistchar. And then for Ghost, it's Poltergeist again and Oricorio again, because Oricorio in the DLC is the Ghost form. Normal, I need Tandem Mouse. I'm not getting Tandem Mouse because they're just insane. And Indeedee, once again. Dark, Vullaby, who I've already mentioned. And that's it. It's Vullaby, Indeedee, Tandemaus, Oricorio, Poltergeist, Tynamo, and that's it. That out of the DLC Pokemon, there's like 200 Pokemon in that DLC. I think they're like all the ones that I need to get as shiny. And for many of them, I already have a shiny. I just need to get another one for the evolved form or something. I think Poltergeist was like the only one where it's like I don't have any of them. So, no fire types, no water types, no rock types, no steel types, no fighting types, no ground types, no dragon types, no poison, no bug, no fairy, no ice. So that's why it's like, we might do well to find some other game to stream, because just because. Because now we're in this sort of awkward position where like the shiny hunts are getting harder and there are fewer of them that I need. So yeah. So anyway, that really is it for the stream now. Thank you so much. Take care. I'm going to go get some food. And I will see you guys. I'll see whatever the heck we do end up doing next week, whether it is more shiny hunts or whether we delve into the realms of 2D gaming or whatever it is. I hope that it's fun. Thank you all so much. Take care and thank you. Bye-bye.